Alrighty. Money in the bank. I'm early, guys. What's going on? I decided to come up here and react to the last two matches, and it looks like Rousey and Nia will not be main eventing after all. Looks like they're up next. How's it going, everybody? Y'all can hear me? Give me a green light in the comments. Or in the chat. Alright, sounds good to me. Alright. Here we go with Ronda Rousey versus Nia Jax. Women's title. Turn this down a little bit while they do the video package. What have y'all thought of the show so far? What do you think? I told you, I picked Carmella to win. With stuff like that, like that's been my theme on Twitter all night tonight too. Is like I'm in no rush for anything, you know. Asuka doesn't have to win. Carmella beat Charlotte last month. I was like, imagine if she picks up a win here against Asuka. How much that'll give her? How much bragging rights that'll give her? It's not gonna hurt Asuka at all. Asuka can still rip her head off and win the title down the road. No rush, and having Ellsworth come out there, nice little swerve. I had no problem with it at all. But I think a couple matches have really come through, especially the match we just saw. AJ retained. So we all thought that they're going to continue this into Extreme Rules, maybe even SummerSlam, but how do you do that now with AJ winning? So that might have been it. I predicted Shinsuke to win. It's a shame. I mean, unless they somehow do another rematch and have Shinsuke win, but you would just have him win tonight if that was the case. So I don't know. No, this is the type of shit we're gonna hear all night on Twitter. Phoenix Star. Stop with this, they're dead shit. They're not dead. They're well-paid, top-of-the-roster people in WWE. Asuka will be champion. Nakamura, I was certain would be champion. Maybe he won't now. Or maybe he will next year or something. I don't know. But they're not dead. Come on, it's not freak out. Compose ourselves here. No, they didn't kill Asuka. There's absolutely nothing wrong with losing to some heel that pulls some trickery and has some outside interference. I thought the Iconics would get involved and Ellsworth would come help Asuka, but he stayed, or he returned to a heel. I forgot if he left a babyface or not. But he's back, helped out his girl, and it was a nice way to get out of that match if they didn't want to put the title on Asuka yet. They have no patience. Everything's got to happen tomorrow for every wrestling fan. You know, what if Charlotte finds a way to win back the belt from Carmella in the next couple weeks, and then Asuka challenges Charlotte for the belt at SummerSlam, taps her out, and wins the title? Is Asuka dead? You know, come on. So just patience, everybody. Didn't your parents ever teach you that? Patience. Tonight I'm drinking Stella. A lot of times on Mondays I'm hungover because I'm always out with my friends on Sunday nights, but I'm all yours tonight. Yeah, I was surprised how, by the way, we're in the vignette here, the video package for Ronda and Nia. But once the match starts, I'll start reacting to that. I was surprised that the hate that Alexa Bliss got for winning the Money in the Bank. Don't get me wrong, I would have loved to see Becky win. I would have loved to see Natalya win, who I picked, because I thought it would be a fun tie-in there if she winds up going heel. But at the end of the day, who gives a shit, really? You know, it's not... I heard it all day long on Twitter. Give somebody else a chance. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Ember Moon has never been champion. You're right. The briefcase is not a title. Ember Moon can get a title match without it. She can get a title match at SummerSlam. How much you want to bet that Ember Moon challenges for the women's title at SummerSlam? And she didn't win the briefcase. And shut up, Phoenix Star, you fucking moron. They're not dead, you dumb shit. You're on the internet too much. And you're way too entitled. And you don't know what you're talking about. Why is everybody saying that? Junior, you're saying that too. She just had the title, though. So what? She's not cashing in tomorrow. What if she cashes in a year from now? That means she went a full year plus, you know, a year and a few months without being champion. That's a long time in modern times, especially in the women's division when the title is hot potatoed so much. So if Alexa Bliss holds onto the briefcase for, let's say, 8 months, then she was a year away from the title. It's not, you know, it's not that bad. I think people are trying to mask their disappointment for Alexa winning under logic when it's not making any sense. Really what you mean to say is you just didn't like the fact that Alexa won. Don't try to weave in logic to this. Because with a briefcase, doesn't necessarily need to go to somebody who needs it or deserves it or anything like that. Briefcase doesn't even mean you're going to win the title. Look at Baron Corbin. Look at Damian Sandow. Doesn't mean shit. So I think people people think that if you don't win the briefcase, that means you're never going to get a title shot. No. Goddamn. Fucking Christ. Well, the fact that this match is not main eventing, I picked Rousey to win the belt here because I thought one women's title would retain, one would change hands, and Carmella held on to hers. I guess in a weird way, I'm oddly happy that this match is not main eventing. I don't know why. I'm just glad they're going with the men's match. All right, and shit, we gotta... I mean, that men's match is probably gonna go good 30 minutes, so this pay-per-view is gonna run long. It's gonna be 4+ hours here. Alexa better fail her cash-in, but if she wins, doesn't that make her a better heel? Clearly, nobody wants to have her hold the briefcase here. So if she cashes in, I mean, it's an awesomely heelish thing to do. It's a very Miz type of thing to do, very Randy Orton type of thing to do. I don't see anything wrong with it. Y'all are all biased. That's your problem. Me, I don't give a shit. Shut up, Corey Graves. Ha, Zach, thanks for the super chat. If the champ enters first, they lose, right? I don't know. I don't know the stats on that. Yeah, she did enter first, right? I mean, that rule kind of... It started going out the window early. Sometimes WWE just prefers... I remember the first time I noticed it, it was an issue. I should be watching this match instead of telling a story from 32 years ago. But... Nia off to a hot start here on Rousey. Tossing her around. There you go, Ronda fighting back now. I like that Nia came out the aggressor. She's pounded the shit out of Rousey. Rousey just took a good bump from the headbutt there. I mean, you got to judge Rousey. Rousey is somebody that just got done training and has had like 2 or 3 matches. You know? And I mean, just watching her moving in the ring and timing and shit like that, there's been people a lot greener than her that have gotten opportunities. So I think she's handling herself pretty good. Take a look at Mark Henry's first 2 or 3 matches and tell me who's fucking better, all right? Wow, took her right over. I'm perfectly happy with Ellsworth Ryan coming back. I thought it was awesome. But I'm going to go into results here, like match by match later on after the show. I'll be up here for a little while, so we'll talk about every single match. But we got to watch these last 2 here. That main event's going to be long, man. I was wondering if Nia was going to hit that power bomb on Rousey after the armbar counter. There you go. Now she's lifting her up. See how she takes a power bomb. Eat it, Ronda. Ooh. Ooh, welcome to wrestling. I mean, I don't know how many times Ronda has taken that specific bump. She's probably like, God damn. This wrestling's no joke. We don't need your sound effects, Michael Cole. Boom! Fuck off. So far, Timu, you like Alexa. Appreciate that. Yeah, I don't have any problem with Alexa. She's a good little heel. She's got a ton of heat for winning the briefcase. I couldn't believe it. I could understand with fans maybe, like, wishing somebody else would win. I have no problem with that. But it was like, oh, it's the wrong decision. Fuck off with that. Like, you know what the fuck. But no, I agree. I think Alexa's funny. And I think with the briefcase, like, she's the type of character, same thing with the men, that's just more fun with the briefcase. Becky would be boring Naomi would be boring. Ember Moon would be boring. Alexa will be a little bitch. She'll be a bitch on the mic. She'll be just like The Miz. Yeah, here's my briefcase. She'll be like fucking Wayne's World with backstage passes. Here's my fucking backstage pass. You know, she'd be just like that. Obnoxious. Fucking ridiculous. It's more fun. Fans don't want any fun. Man, I'm going to say this. I'm no wrestling coach. I don't have a wrestling school. But the matches that we've seen and the physicality that we've seen from Ronda Rousey so far has been good. She's not a green, clueless, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing type of girl. She's fighting hard. She's taking good bumps, selling her ass off. Her punches are believable. Her offense is believable. She's not the Rock on the mic, you know, but things could be a lot worse. When you give somebody a contract like that and the opportunity is like that, more often than not, they suck. I mean, look at Ronda. These fucking aggressive kickouts. She's selling. She's breathing hard. She's crawling around the ring. I mean, that press slam was fucking impressive. Not only for Nia to execute, but for Ronda to take. And that's why I think where it hurts Ronda Rousey is the more she's on the mic in these babyface situations. I mean, she's pretty... Oh, that was a good counter, too, to the sunset flip. But Ronda's pretty good right now. Imagine where she'll be 3 years from now, you know? Ooh, Jesus. Ronda is taking a fucking beating. Yeah, I kind of like Ronda Rousey's outfit, too. I'm not complaining about that. I'd pay to see that, Thomas. A shooting star press from Nia Jax. Jesus. Hear me out. Yeah, Rousey fighting out of that bear hug. She was able to get a little bit of a rest. How are you still employed, Coach? That was the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. I was correct. No, you weren't, because look what happened. And Ronda Rousey delivering a shot to the side of the face of Nia Jax, and now Nia again stalking Rousey. Having her way with... Ooh, Samoan drop. That's right, Ronda was using that move, or she is using that move, right? She's not going to hit that shit on Nia, so yeah, it's going to have to be submission. Ooh, Jesus. I mean, you got to give Ronda props, too, because she's in front of a kind of a rabid audience, you know? And I was worried that these smart-ass fans would just boo her for no reason, but she's fucking fighting in this match, man. God, those leg drops from people like Nia Jax scare the shit out of me. That's a look of concern on the face of Ronda Rousey. How does she gather herself to get... Rousey looks wrecked. Come on, girl. Ronda looks exhausted. I picked you to win. As Nia Jax now goes shoulder first to the post. Rousey finds herself up on the top turnbuckle. Everybody wants to see that Natalya heel turn too. But I'm like, why tonight? Just save that shit. Oh, I like that. Armbar over the ropes. Yeah, Renee looked great tonight on the kickoff. I saw you, referee, looking me right in the eye. He looked right into the camera. Checking in on Nia. Rousey up on the apron trying to figure out what What's going on, buddy? I'm going to say hi already. We're trying to watch the pay-per-view right now. I'm not going to let you come up here, but you can say hi to everybody real quick. What's up, everybody? Come on down. She's going to the top rope. What the hell's she going to do? Don't fall. She's like, whoa. Careful. High cross. No way. It took guts to get up there. She almost fell over. I think Rousey in this match is going to earn a little bit of the fans' respect, I would hope. If they don't, then they're just fucking cynical fucks. I agree. Ronda is a little hottie. She's looking good out there. I wouldn't want to piss her off. See, now she's mad. That's a Ronda. Yeah, that's what she should be. Just pissed. I'm going to fuck you up. That's the attitude she should always have. None of this. Oh, I love you. Stiff knee to the face. I mean, unless Stephanie does something here, I mean, she's got to take this. What is she going to try here? Oh, she's trying to take her over. Ooh! Jesus. Oh, Jesus. I mean, this is one of the best matches Nia Jax has ever had, too. Dude. Fucking... Man. That's it. No, she's got it. Oof. I was like, no way Nia's gonna catch a quick 3 count on her. Fucking. And now she's got it. Nope, not yet. Oh shit! What? Ronda's laces are done or untied? I didn't even notice. Fingers are breaking. That's it. Oh, there's somebody. Alexa is here? Damn, I was wrong about that cash-in. This is quick. Well, that means the men's briefcase is definitely going to be held until WrestleMania, if they're doing this now. Oh, Jesus. Well, is she going to cash in? I mean, it's not like she's exactly 100% either. What is Bliss gonna do? Why is she smacking around Rousey? I mean, is she gonna cash it in? She is just smacking the shit out of these girls. Do it. Cash it in. Take the belt. I mean, if she doesn't cash it in, then what the fuck? She's cashing it in. Holy shit. Boy, the fans were mad a minute ago she won a briefcase. They're going to be pissed now. All right, that should be it. You gonna do it, girl? Are you gonna tap? You better get on it before Ronda comes back and helps out. Alexa, Timo, I think you're about to be really happy, buddy. Thank you for that. That's it. That's it. Right on. Hey, I wasn't sold on an instant cash-in. Everybody wanted to see that. Cash in tonight, cash in tonight. I'm like, what the fuck? Goddamn. Wait a while, but that worked out. I got no problem with that. You got 2 briefcases now, so if you want to do an instant cash-in, you can do it. Because you still got another briefcase that can be out there. They did the same thing last year, right? Because Baron Corbin cashed in relatively soon after he won it. Nice. Well, they got out of it. I thought they were going to put the title on Ronda for the UFC shit and stuff, so... That was a good match. Ronda, hats off to you, girl. Fucking fabulous job. Fabulous job. Damn, I thought Alexa was taking a little bit too much time, but she got it. That's awesome. Good for Alexa. Boy, now people are going to be really pissed. Give it to somebody else who has already had a chance. Or hasn't had a chance. Yeah, I guess, I mean, I was right on the title change part of it. I thought one belt would change hands, one would be retained, and I was right, sort of. Alright, Alexa Bliss.
Tomorrow night, John just invited me to dinner. This is my moment to say exactly how I feel.
Ew, total Bellas.
I want to know what we are.
I just, you know, I'm wondering if they do now a triple threat. I mean, now you're going to have Ronda and Nia both with a claim here because, you know, Ronda arguably maybe had the match won, so you're going to do triple threat. You're going to do SummerSlam. All sorts of things you can do now. But that was good for a lot of different reasons. Number one, the match was good. Ronda Rousey impressed the shit out of me. And she's going to be just fine. She's going to be just fine. That girl worked. You know, she never once... One thing that I don't like... I mean, men's wrestling is the same way, but you see it more in women's wrestling. It looks like sometimes they're literally going through the motions with some of the moves and stuff. She looked like she was fighting the whole time, intense as hell. You know, she was working. You can't say, oh, she's just fucking walking through this and getting a contract and all that dumb shit that people are wishing they could say. Can't say that about Ronda. In the ring, she's great. On the mic, that's a different story. But I enjoyed that. Enjoyed the match, enjoyed the finish. I enjoyed the swerve ending because I just thought an instant cash-in is just something we don't need to see, necessarily. But that was fun, and that's our lone title change of the night. One title. Changed hands. And now it's time for the men's match. We still don't know which New Day guy is going to be in this. I'm guessing it's Big E. Who the fuck did I pick in this match? The Miz. My predictions are ass. What have I gotten wrong so far? I got the Daniel Bryan Cass match wrong. I got Shinsuke and AJ wrong. And technically I got Nia and Rousey wrong because I predicted that Rousey would win the title. Oh, and I got the women's Money in the Bank wrong too. I picked Natalya. So yeah, I'm going 4 for 4 at best here. So, not very good. I liked the finish of the Carmella Asuka match because I saw no rush to put the belt on Asuka. SummerSlam is around the corner, dudes. There's going to be a big match involved there somewhere, probably involving a title belt. You know, these are more like, sometimes these are time-killing pay-per-views. Maybe WWE has something else in mind. That's why they booked the match in a way to where they could get out of it without having to put the belt on Asuka. And having Ellsworth show up is fine. Asuka's not buried. What the fuck? You guys are also fucking crazy. God damn. Yeah, they don't show Mr. Kennedy winning the Money in the Bank. That's true. Man, he's been gone for a long time now. What year was that he got let go? Like 09 or something? He's been gone for like 10 years, 9 years. Alright, we got the silly-ass video package here. I haven't even checked our audience. What are we looking like? I got 200 people. What's up, everybody? If you guys have not subscribed to me, please do. By the way, the likes are ass, so hook me up with a like. 200 of you watching and 34 likes. Click it. Click it, bitches. And hook me up with a subscribe. We are getting close to 20,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel. I believe we are, I don't know, 300-ish away. So maybe between tonight and tomorrow night, we can achieve that. So hook me up with a subscribe if it's your first time here. I got podcasts and videos out the ass on my channel. And sometimes I react to pay-per-views. Thug Yoda, I considered Big E. I considered predicting him because I thought that would be fun as hell. And when it comes to guys, like, the problem with the briefcase is it's so much better on a heel because you can just do so much more dastardly shit with it. So if you're gonna put it on a babyface, you got to put it on the right babyface. That's why it sucks when guys like John Cena win it, because you know John Cena's gonna be all professional. Oh, I'm going to cash it in and announce it, and I'm not going to cheat and take advantage of a situation. So if you put it on a babyface, it's got to be the type of babyface that doesn't mind doing that. CM Punk did that a few years back. Somebody else too. So somebody like Big E would be fucking fabulous. You think he gives a shit? Fucking pancake eating, gyrating, covered in baby oil guy. You think he gives a shit? If he's playing by the rules or not? I would love to see Big E come out there and take advantage of some situation. And cash in. But, I don't know. Not really watching the World Cup. I'll start taking a look at it closely here soon, but I don't really watch much soccer. But I always pay attention to the World Cup, but I don't know how to follow it. I don't even know what the fucking groups mean. I don't even know what it means if you win. I just kind of see the games. Oh, there's an upset here, upset there. Eventually you get to the final game, and I usually watch it. But I'm no expert. What's going on, Montekia? Randall Hubbard, why didn't Alexa just retain until now? Well, that wouldn't have done the storyline very well for what they were doing with Nia Jax. The bully would win. I kind of like the way it came full circle, because Nia kind of did that shitty crap a couple weeks ago on Raw that made her come off like a douchebag. So her getting hers in the end and Alexa Bliss coming out there and taking the belt back was fun. No, I agree totally, Rice Jones. Thanks for that. There's no rush to put the title on Ronda. The only reason why I predicted her to win wasn't because I thought it was the right time for her to win the belt. It was because I thought WWE maybe wanted to have her and Brock both be title holders, and I thought they might want to have her champion going into the UFC Hall of Fame. I know the fans think that type of stuff is meaningless, but I'm telling you, WWE considers shit like that. So I kind of thought that she'd win the belt for that reason, and I was just hoping that she put up a good fight. That way the fans didn't shit on the match, and she did. Had she won the belt tonight, I would have been fine with it because girl worked her ass off. But I think I might have liked the finish with Alexa even better. But Ronda, man, I'm impressed. Good for her. She got a lot of heat, including for me when she first got there. We hadn't even seen her in the ring yet. All we got to see is her on the mic. Which, you know, isn't great. Oh, yeah, Catherine. Oh, man, yeah, he might be due for different colored jackets. Yeah, he's heading that direction. He's had, what has he had? Red, black, blue? What else? Finn Balor is another babyface that I could tolerate winning the briefcase if he turned heel when he cashed it in. That would be fun. Timu, yeah, I agree about him going singles. First, well, yeah, I guess I see what you're saying. First African-American top star. He's got the charisma, that's for sure. I'd love to see Big E on top. He's got to find that balance. He's got to, if he wants to be contending for a world title, he's got to stop eating pancakes. But he can still be funny. But I think he's got to just like tone that part of it down a tiny bit. Become more of a Braun Strowman. You know, a monster who can sort of be funny sometimes too. But Dude, he's got all the fucking charisma in the world. And intensity. Like, I want to know the asshole that invented Father's Day and what the fuck they were thinking by putting it on the same day as Rusev Day. It's fucking horseshit. I love these comments. These are my favorite ones. Pay-per-view is trash, though. Dumb-ass WWE as always. There's probably a few people disagree with that. I think this pay-per-view's been fine. Takeover was awesome on Saturday. Oh, fans are into Kevin Owens. An Aiden English push is not out of the question because I think eventually he's going to break away from Rusev. I did not see the Twitter reaction to Elias losing. Did they all shit their pants? Hopefully not, right? I mean, fuck. Even Seth Rollins rolled him up with a handful of tights, setting up a rematch. So if anybody crapped in their hands and wiped it on their face on Twitter, tell them to chill out. Why is one guy tweeting me like fucking 10 times? Jesus Christ. Nia is a terrible champion. Well, guess what? She's not champion anymore. What the fuck is wrong with you? Crazies on the internet tonight. All y'all crazy. I mean, here's a crazy thought for all the cynics out there. Kick back, like me. Watch the fucking pay-per-view. Make fun of Michael Cole. Drink a beer. Relax. Why fucking piss yourself off when you're trying to watch entertainment? You know what I mean? Fucking fans insistent. Fucking bitching. I mean, tonight has not been all bad. Shinsuke and AJ was fucking phenomenal. No pun intended. Nia and Rousey came through. It was a great match. Swerve ending with Alexa Bliss. Good stuff. Seth and Elias was a pretty good IC match, too. Women's Money in the Bank, it's okay. Not great. But overall, the pay-per-view has been good. I didn't even pay attention to Roman and Jinder or Lashley and Zayn. But Cass and Daniel Bryan was good. That match was much better than their Backlash match. Could be worse. And if this match comes through, I just want to know, like, this is what I want to ask the fans. This is what I want to ask all the fucking lunatics out there. Just so I know, for social media rules, let me ask this on Twitter. I want to know who's not allowed to win this match. Like, who's going to cause the fans to lose it? Let me see who's in there. I mean, really, anybody the fans should be happy with here, right? I mean, regardless of who wins this match, all these guys are over enough in their own right that it wouldn't be a disappointment. I would say probably Bobby Roode and Finn Balor would probably get the most backlash from the internet. But aside from them, who? There we go. I'll ask Twitter. Let's see who the fans demand do not win this match. Bobby Roode, I think, is probably the leader. Yeah, he's probably the only guy in there that, for me personally, I wouldn't care too much to see him win. But literally everybody else, I'd be fine with. Is the New Day out there yet? I haven't even paid attention. Oh, here they are. Big E, it better be you. We're all assuming it's going to be you. It'd be crazy at this point if it turns out to be Xavier. I don't say Finn. I'm saying Finn's the guy that I would imagine the fans would, some would pitch a fit about. I'd be fine with Finn winning. No, don't put words in my mouth. I love that they're not fucking revealing. Oh, this is it. There's Big E. He's going. Of course it's Big E. Oh, no. No, is he going to come back too and do Kofi? It's Kofi? Is he really doing it? It is going to be Kofi. Well, damn. Okay, that's going to piss off Twitter too, right? We're all going to be mad that this veteran's getting an opportunity to jump off. Oh, the fans are giving him a nice ovation. That's good. I mean, Kofi's probably the right guy in there as far as... I mean, look at the beef between Samoa Joe, Strowman, and Rusev. And Owens, really. You're going to stick Big E in there? So having a guy that's going to fucking Peter Pan off the top of one of these fucking ladders is probably the best way to go here. Alright, whatever. I was kind of hoping for Big E, but... the fuck do I care? And he's been in a... Thank you, Michael Cole, you dummy. I was just wondering that. How many Money in the Banks he's been in? 7? Goddamn. I mean, look at the people in this match. How fucking funny would it be if Kofi won the briefcase? Kofi is Jamaican again. I miss his old music. I don't even remember how it went, but I remember I always like thought it was catchy. His Jamaican music. Braun. I can't believe I did not pick Braun Strowman to win. I mean, how's he going to lose, right? Soldier guy, I don't block anybody on Twitter, so if I fucking blocked you, you were being a dick. So I don't even know who you are. But I don't think I've blocked anybody, and I don't even remember the last time I blocked anybody. All I do is mute people. So, I don't know. I don't even need to know how to find my people that I blocked. I'm drinking Stella, by the way. It takes a lot for you to get me to block you. You can't just criticize me. Like, you can criticize me all day long. I don't give a shit. So if I'm blocking you, you must be a real son of a bitch. Damn, they are just bashing poor Strowman. God, these guys are just eating ladders. Don't kill yourselves, please. Burying poor Strowman. Man, I could get out of that ladder pile. Look at if somebody, look at the Miz. See, you're smart. Look at all these dumbasses out on the fucking stage. What a great way to win. I mean, he's not. Somebody's gonna come interrupt him here, but Miz, you're the worst ladder setter-upper in the history of the fucking business. Have you ever cleaned a gutter before? You ever changed a light bulb? I mean, I'm wondering if that whole ladder pile was a way to keep Strowman. You know how they do the shit in every match. Like one guy just gets hurt, so he's out of the match for like 15 minutes. So if Strowman's going to be there laying under the ladders, he'll emerge later on. God, I would not want to be in one of these matches.
everyone. Might be the greatest day of my life. Untrapping. Kingston now. Uh-oh, what's up? Little bit of a boom drop to the ladder. Oh, man, that hurts.
That was a dumb move, Kofi.
Get over how fired up this WWE Universe has been here tonight in Chicago. Sold out 13,000.
Yeah, Stoner Gaming, Ronda did awesome. She was great in everything she did. She had good, believable offense. Told the story selling like a fucking boss. Just fought hard. Looked intense. You know, you think about people who like have little training or haven't had many matches and just how green they look and how out of place they tend to look sometimes. Especially back in the day when WWE used to put guys on TV with like no fucking training at all. And you compare Ronda at this stage of her career to like other people, she's miles ahead. Miles ahead. Grab it, Finn.
Not for long. And now Kevin Owens trying to just tear Balor off the ladder. He does so. Such a dangerous match. Not only career changing, but career threatening.
Sonic plays. No, I don't see that happening. I think if you get hurt, then you're just hurt. I don't think anybody can replace you mid-match. That wouldn't even be fair. Big E will be fresh.
Bobby Roode now. The glorious one bouncing Balor off the ladder, former United States champion.
Bliss versus Rousey at SummerSlam, possibly, but you can't discredit Nia Jax. She's going to be the first one to get a crack at the title, and you only have one pay-per-view in between, so I'm thinking triple threat. At least at Extreme Rules. Or maybe Nia Jax gets the rematch at Extreme Rules, then you do a triple threat. I don't know.
Window of opportunity so small here. Kevin Owens back in the ring. Yeah, bringing the second ladder into the ring here. Any superstar who's ever competed in a Money in the Bank ladder match will tell you that you lose a piece of yourself.
Yeah, I guess it's weird. I picked The Miz to win, and a SmackDown guy winning would make a lot of sense considering they've already had the title match. Because if this match came before the title match, I'd be like, cash in. It's a last man standing match. So that's why I'm kind of hoping it's The Miz. I think The Miz would be awesome. What's going on, Rarely Even? What are you guys talking about? Results? None of y'all know what the results of this show are?
I think it speaks to the desperation of doing whatever it takes. Kevin Owens willing to do whatever it takes right now.
What the hell? There's no way he's gonna frog splash off this thing onto the table. There's Rusev going for it. There, I was like, there's no way he's gonna do that bump.
Unintentionally just saved Finn Balor's participation in this match.
Oh yeah, haven't we already lost the table? Did they put him back together?
Joe back into the action, and he sends Rusev face first off the ladder. Samoa Joe just has that intense look in his eyes. Oh, this is the kind of match that's made for a guy like Samoa Joe. And step up Insiguri right to the back of the neck.
That would be cool. I mean, that's kind of similar because remember when Thug Yoda, remember when James Ellsworth, he pulled it down and dropped it into Carmella's arms? That would be similar. That would be a tough spot to execute. That would be my only fear there. But if they were all bumbling for it and they dropped it and just boom, right in his hands, I mean, they'd have to practice that shit like 100 times to get the drop right and the timing right and all that. But that would be fucking funny. Then the next thing you know, Miz is like, holy shit.
The universe here in Chicago. What a moment would be, and what a way to cap off an incredible career for Kingston. But Miz, though, oh man, Kofi caught him low. Look at that ladder. Sometimes the ladder's like an extra participant in the match. Yeah, Kofi almost got clipped by it.
I know. I'm happy that the crowd is pro Kofi. That's cool. I'd have no problem whatsoever. I really do not care who wins this match. I'd be perfectly fine with Kofi. Kofi wins, fine. Oh, they picked him up. They caught him. Yeah, I was about to say there's 6 of those guys. And Finn Balor picks up the spare.
Finn Balor is fired up.
Does CM Punk want Kofi to win? Probably not, because Kofi works for WWE.
But unfortunately, even though he's the last man standing, Finn still has a long way, guys.
Oh yeah, there's Strowman emerging from the ladder pile there.
Back. Wait a minute. Look who's back.
I'm surprised Strowman stayed down that long. It's just a bunch of fucking ladders. Strowman is risen.
His way out of the rubble. Everyone in this match thought Braun Strowman was out of commission. But everyone's getting a rude.
Oh, Jesus. Kofi's roadkill.
Like what we saw Monday night. Look out!
Joe.
With a flying forearm. And yet Strowman back to his feet. Super kick to the jaw. Strowman down again. Ellsworth with a kick to the face. Mr. Owens in the background trying to rally the troops to go after Braun Strowman again. I'll tell you, it's every man for himself until it comes to Strowman. Then teamwork is a must, and they've been doing a hell of a
Yeah,
job.
Kevin Owens, he's been campaigning to get gang up on Strowman.
Short bursts here and there. Braun Strowman's been relatively ineffective since the bell rang. Kevin Owens was searching for something.
It's the most rarely even congrats, the most random question of the night so far. Never saw that movie, but I've met Ashley Judd before. And I liked her in some other movies.
It's visible from outer space. How tall is that thing?
Dragon Master, no, Rousey did not win. Alexa cashed in, won the title. Spoiler.
Something bad for Braun Strowman? Strowman, though, fighting back again. And now it's Samoa Joe. Even monsters go to sleep.
Even monsters go to sleep.
This could knock Strowman out, make him pass out, take him out of this matchup.
Ooh.
And Strowman may be out. Strowman may be out. Get your ass up there. These three men trying to make sure. What? What did you just say? I'm not. Oh my God! No! No!
Is this a bump that's necessary?
Is this worth it?
Yeah, thank you, Byron, whoever the fuck said that.
Good God.
Owens is like, what is he, 260? 270? Dude. Oh, shit. Oh, maybe he's gonna tip it over backwards and he'll fall into something that's gimmicked. That's right on fucking concrete there. Is there something behind Owens that... Is he gonna go through this set? Oh, man.
You better get down, Kevin.
See, behind Owens, it would be cool if there was something back there that was gimmicked. Oh, shit.
Strowman's going up the other side. Braun caught Kevin halfway. No, he's trying. Kevin Owens up to the top of the ladder.
Alright, this is kind of scaring the shit out of me. We got Strowman and Owens on the top of a giant-ass ladder near the stage. Oh, there he goes. Well, at least he landed onto that. That's probably a little bit protected. That other table would have been gnarly. God.
Braun Strowman just made Kevin Owens pay for his
Oh, man.
efforts to
He,
be
like,
a ringleader.
splattered like a fucking jar of pickles on the...
Just threw Owens off the top of the ladder through a table.
Jesus. Ouch.
And again, when you
I need a beer after that one.
and now Kofi Kingston. Look at this. Wasn't smart at all. Monster strikes again. Oh, no.
Kofi's getting choke slammed on ladders. Fucking thing is carnage. Oh my god. Miz. Miz like, oh no. He did. That was a good good comparison there, Graves. Oh my god. Miz kicking like a bitch.
We're wondering, guys, how this is gonna work. Now using the ladder as a bat. Samoa
As a bat.
Forces Strowman off the ladder. First time we saw Strowman again. Attempt to climb that ladder. Now Strowman sent over the top rope and taken out momentarily. This could be Joe's moment.
I'm preparing. Pardon me while I prepare my Twitter poll.
To this point on SmackDown Live, Samoa Joe's climbing the ladder. Joe's climbing the ladder. Driving Bryan into the timekeeper's area. And now Balor into the ring. Look how he intercept Joe here. Finn's like a man possessed. You can see Samoa Joe pawing at Finn, trying to stop the Irishman from climbing. And now Bobby Roode is crawled into the ring. Bobby Roode now sends Finn and Joe off. Roode gonna send Finn through the wall. Finn hit the post hard. We can hear an echo through the All-State Arena.
Get that all ready to go. Y'all don't remind me to fucking tweet that when the pay-per-view's over. I always forget.
Now Rusev and Joe going at it. I want to see a couple of bulls throwing down.
I'd love to see Rusev win, man. I'd have no problem with that.
Joe over the top rope and he almost flattened Finn Balor. And Rusev caught Roode.
All right, we got a lot of carnage. We are about 7 past the hour here. You got to think that we're coming up on the finish within the next 5 to 10,
Trouble in Paradise this time caught by Rusev.
maybe 15 minutes. Jesus.
Ouch. Rusev
All right, Rusev,
kicked him. Forget
you'd be a great briefcase holder. I'm rooting for you, man.
R-U-S-E-M Rusev Day. Oh my God, both Kofi.
The funny thing about Rude winning, if Rude wins, and the same people that were bitching about Alexa Bliss winning also bitch about Rude winning, then that blows your logic right out of the water. Like, technically in this match, a guy like Rude or Kofi or Rusev should win this, because they haven't had a chance, right? They haven't been champion before, so they should win. Are you gonna triple accolade these motherfuckers? We got, who do we got there? Rude, Kofi, and Miz? And a Coquina clutch? Oh, that's awesome. Damn, Joe, you ruined it. You ruined the triple accolade on Rusev Day.
Right now, the moment belongs to Rusev. He's got to set up that ladder immediately. Rusev taking the first step toward changing his own destiny. Rusev now climbing to the top of the ladder. Contract in hand. It'll be a celebration. Uh-oh. Miz now doing his best to tip the ladder.
Oh, Rusev.
Across the top.
I was like, is he gonna go over the top rope outside of the ring?
Moments come and moments go. That is the nature of the beast when it comes to the Money in the Bank.
All right.
Now it's Miz's opportunity to climb the ladder, grab the contract.
Miz is ascending, but I think somebody's gonna stop him here.
Money in the Bank. Smile on the face of the there it is.
I was about to say he's got it.
It's Kofi Kingston, and Kingston climbing the ladder.
I was like, shit, nobody's around.
Two superstars from SmackDown Live battling out of the every man for himself.
There's no way this is the finish. Maybe it is.
Miz is up there. Miz has been in this position before. Now the briefcase starts to swing, which makes it even harder to grab. It's only appropriate the two most experienced members of this matchup just got launched off the ladder.
All right, they got pushed off by Bobby Roode. Balor's back in there moving around now. We got to be up on the finishing sequence here soon, boys.
Well, Miz eliminated at this juncture, and Kofi Kingston sent out his Kofi ladder hard. Face first off the edge of the ladder. And now Finn Balor out to the apron, caught Roode.
Down goes Roode.
Wheels appear to be turning for Finn Balor. Oh, is Balor going to do Balor's what Balor's willing to do. Climbing the ladder that is set up outside the ring.
He's going to jump outside to inside. I like that.
Showing the welts and the bruises building from this match.
He's going to coup de grace from up there. Ooh, Jesus.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't. Oh, I think he would.
Strowman bouncing Balor off the ladder. Samoa Joe now. Oh my God! Look at the power.
Oof.
A slam by Strowman. Look at the Miz. He's trying to steal it again.
Yeah, Miz is still trying to steal it. I would love to see the Miz figure something out. Strowman's just splattering everybody here. He can climb his big ass up there and get it. I mean, he's so big, he's probably a guy that you couldn't even tip over the fucking ladder. Oh, there's Kofi about to jump. That's hilarious. If Kofi grabbed it while on the back.
Didn't have the contract driven off the top of the ladder. Now it's Strowman and Kofi kicks it up there. Kofi kicks it, just trying to
If Kofi.
contract, trying to win it right.
Oh, there you go. Jesus.
Kingston launched by Strowman. That was a high-risk venture for Kofi. You saw why. Coming to the top of the ladder.
Strowman gonna pull this fucking thing down? He's got it. He's got it. All right. Fine. Whatever. Didn't think he needed it. You know that phrase, needed it, that we've heard 9 million fucking times tonight? But, whatevs. I'm fine with it. Like I said, if you're gonna give it to a babyface, give it to somebody fun. And Strowman will certainly be fun. You know what the good news about this is? This almost certainly assures that he will win the title. Because Braun Strowman's not the guy that's going to fail at a cash-in, you know what I mean? So, in that sense, it's great news. I maintain that guys like Strowman, women like Charlotte, didn't necessarily... The briefcase wouldn't serve much of a purpose because they're top contenders enough to where a simple match on Raw or SmackDown will earn them a title shot. But they gave it to Strowman. Cool. And he'd be the perfect guy too after Roman and Brock's potential match at SummerSlam, and this fucker comes down there with a briefcase. Oh man. You know, the Rob, that's actually a good idea. I mean, maybe not tomorrow, but have that to where Strowman is like really, he's just eager as shit to cash in his briefcase. And he's, I want Brock now, and he goes to his house and they film something there. Knocking on his door with a briefcase. Brock, I want a match right now. Front yard. 5 minutes. I'm surprised. This is probably the worst I've done in predictions, and I don't even know when. I mean, I didn't get anything right in this. You would think, knowing me, I'd pick Braun Strowman to win this match, but I was just thinking it wasn't, it wasn't necessary for him. Whatever. Later on, I really want to watch this, Hardy's 24 special. That looks awesome. Alright. Everybody was telling me, too, that a Raw guy wouldn't win because of Brock, and I'm like, that doesn't mean anything. He doesn't have to cash in right now. Alright, Money in the Bank. Oh, yeah, let me tweet that Twitter poll. Show's over. Well, what'd y'all think? We get any new people entering here? You guys can join. We'll talk about the pay-per-view here. I'll go through every match and we'll just chit-chat and I'll hang out for a little bit, and then I'll probably get out of here. I had a long-ass day. I had to work this morning because it was Father's Day, so we had kind of a busy morning. So I had to work and then rushed home to get home in time to watch the show. So I'm enjoying my first couple of beers of the night, and yeah. I'm here to hang out. The plan is to be here tomorrow night, too. I should be up here tomorrow night to watch Raw. And I forgot about Kevin Owens. Poor Kevin Owens is dead. We'll give it a couple minutes here. I'll chat for about 5 minutes, and then we'll start getting into the results of the show. And I'll probably go in order. I'll talk about all the matches and shit like that. A pretty big audience in here right now, too. Welcome, everybody. Feel free to start throwing out opinions on the pay-per-view here. We're going to talk about it very casually, and I will go through every match. Figured I'd just wait to give people a chance to kind of get in here and turn the pay-per-view off. Let's see if we got any votes on the Twitter poll that I put up about 30 seconds ago. Wherever the fuck it went. But yeah, I thought the show overall, from what I saw, I thought it was good. It wasn't like a great, wonderful pay-per-view of the year candidate type of show, but definitely wasn't a bad show and came through on a lot of levels. Yeah, very few votes right now for a terrible show. Most people thought it was decent, and a lot of people thought it was great. So, yeah, so I don't think anybody is really going to go online unless they're just a evil son of a bitch and say the show sucked and was garbage. If you want to compare it to NXT TakeOver, fine, go right ahead. But as far as it being a bad show, I think you're asking for a lot if you can't watch Money in the Bank and at least not think it was a decent show. But yeah, I thought it was good. Let me step away for 10 seconds. I'm going to come back and we're going to open up here by talking about Daniel Bryan and Big Cass. Until then, talk amongst yourselves. Be right back. My predictions were off to the worst start ever with that first match. I'm like, fuck, Big Cass and Daniel Bryan. I was kind of thinking, based on their last match, that maybe Big Cass would pick up the victory here, but he just got beat and tapped out again. So not only was I wrong on a lot of my predictions, I thought for sure that they would open up with Roman Reigns and Jinder Mahal. I was like, oh, that's the match you open with there. But they went with Daniel Bryan and Big Cass instead, which was actually fine because Daniel Bryan, you know, he opened the show and got like, I mean, he always gets enormous pops, but this one was extra big because the Chicago crowd was jacked. The show just started. So he was the first person they saw. They marked out for him. And when I saw that that match was going to open, I was like, well, Daniel Bryan's probably going to win now. I can't see them beating Daniel Bryan, this beloved star, in Chicago in the opening match of a major pay-per-view. Would have pissed the fans off. So wasn't surprised at the outcome, even though I predicted Cass to win. But I would imagine that that's a wrap on that feud, right? They got to be done. No more. Let's move Daniel Bryan on now that AJ Styles has potentially wrapped up business as well with Nakamura, unless they figure out some way to do one more match, although I don't see how they can. Maybe Daniel Bryan or Samoa Joe, I think, would have to be the top two guys on the SmackDown brand, with maybe an honorable mention to The Miz. That might be the next challenger for AJ Styles. So maybe Daniel Bryan can get involved there, and it would be awesome if Daniel Bryan could get a title shot at SummerSlam, although I wouldn't be opposed to them holding off Daniel Bryan winning the world title until we get to maybe like WrestleMania. Give him that moment there. Very full circle moment after him winning at WrestleMania 30 and then never really getting to have a title run, and they give it to him again 5 years later. Might be nice. The problem with that though is the fans have to exhibit some patience, which is not their strong suit. And if they're forced to wait for Daniel Bryan to win the belt until WrestleMania, what's going to happen is that if Daniel Bryan loses any matches until then, and until WrestleMania, he's going to be buried. And I'm going to have to listen to that fucking shit for the next 8 months, and that's going to be unpleasant. But it might be the best thing for Daniel Bryan in the long run. I don't know, but now that he's done with Cass, I would like to see him do something fun. And contending for the world title, potentially getting a match at SummerSlam, would be great. I know, Catherine, half the roster is going back to NXT. Relax, everybody. But anyway, Daniel Bryan got the victory over Big Cass, tapped him right out. Which, again, if fans didn't love Daniel Bryan so much, you know what they would be saying right now? They'd be complaining about Big Cass losing. Oh, he just got there. They're trying to build him as this big monster heel, and here he is tapping out to a guy half his size 2 pay-per-views in a row. He's buried. So for all the people that said Asuka was buried tonight, who else did they say was buried because they lost? Somebody else. Somebody else was buried too because they lost, right? Nobody mentioned that Big Cass was buried. Nobody. Not one motherfucker on Twitter said that Big Cass was buried. Yet 1,000 people told me Asuka was buried. What the fuck does that tell you about the wrestling fans? They're biased and stupid as fuck. And it's too much. You know, just if you want to make a statement that's that strong, you know, and that defiant, this is absolutely the way it is. This person was buried. Have some fucking evidence for this, and at least be consistent with these buried arguments. If Asuka was buried, then what the fuck does that make Big Cass? The problem is you don't care about Big Cass, which means you don't care that he was buried. But you care about Asuka, and you care about whoever the fuck else lost tonight, and maybe Elias. Oh yeah, Elias might have been the guy. But I'm like, Jesus, they're not buried, dude. Chill. Chill pill, lithium, Valium, weed, beer. Take it. Join me. This is a zenful fucking YouTube channel. We're here to relax. We're here to have fun. We're here to talk about wrestling. Let's not get our panties up our asses here. And go to other YouTube channels and watch that shit. Here we're going to talk about that and have fun. But anyway, Daniel Bryan wins, and even though I predicted him to lose, I've never been happier about being wrong, because I love Daniel Bryan as much as every single one of you probably do in the chat. So I'm totally fine with him beating Big Cass and moving on. But this idea that the people that you like are buried if they lose, and the people you don't give a shit about, you don't even mention, is stupid. Second match was what? It was Lashley, right? Was it Lashley and Zayn? Ugh, that was the second match, right? That was essentially a squash. I mean, Lashley just beat the piss out of Sami Zayn, which we knew he would. Not surprising there, and there was really not much to say about it. And Sami didn't even look that good. I mean, Lashley just annihilated him, which it's like, what the hell did you do all this shit? I mean, you built a goddamn obstacle course last Monday on Raw, and you did all, and you brought out guys and drag to impersonate Bobby Lashley's sisters, and you did all this over-the-top shit in the build, and then the match was what? 10 minutes? You know, which is what it should have been, you know, given the storyline, but it's like, did they even need to do all that just for this match and this program that nobody cared about? And hopefully it's over. I don't see any reason for Sami Zayn to need a rematch, get one, because it was a clean loss. So hopefully both guys move on, and they can try something else with Bobby Lashley. Throw something else against the wall, see if it sticks. But right now, nobody gives a fuck about Bobby Lashley. The third match, I believe, was... What the fuck was it? Was it Asuka? No, it was Seth and Elias, right? Intercontinental title match turned out to be a lot better than I was kind of hoping. I mean, it was a decent match, really good. Elias put up a good fight. I like the finish as well, because what was Seth selling in the match? What was hurt? Was it ribs, leg? I forgot. He was selling something during the match, and the finish saw him kind of scoring a quick roll up, holding the pants, the trunks of Elias, and kind of getting a cheap 3 count, which serves a couple of purposes. Doesn't bury Elias, and it also keeps the belt on Seth, which is really what you should be doing right now anyway. As much as an Intercontinental title run would be fabulous for Elias, you don't want to interrupt this run that Seth is on. He's fucking kicking ass like a boss out there. Keep the title on him. You know, like I said with everything, what is the fucking rush? You got belts all over the WWE, changing hands left and right. You know, what's the rush? He's held the belt for, what, 2.5 months? So have Seth hang on to it. If Brock is going to keep the belt for a little while longer and then drop it to Roman, and now you got Strowman with the briefcase, maybe there's no room for Seth at the top, you know, in the title picture for the Universal title. So I see belt as the next best thing, and have him hold on to the belt for 8 months. Have him drop it at the fucking Royal Rumble, you know, or at Survivor Series in LA. I say give him a long run. I think the absolute earliest he should drop it is SummerSlam. Maybe they do something else with Elias, and Elias either wins the belt at the next pay-per-view or maybe beats him for it at SummerSlam. I can live with SummerSlam, but I'd prefer it. Seth just keeps it for a while. But with the shitty victory that he got, it ensures that Elias is going to get a rematch. So, you know, I saw a lot of people bitching it on Twitter. Oh, a stupid decision. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? It wasn't a stupid decision. Nothing wrong with it at all. You got a problem with Seth Rollins being a champion in the WWE? One of the best wrestlers in the world? You know? All right. If that's something that bothers you, then really weird things bother you. But at least it wasn't like a squash or even a clean victory over Elias. It set up room for them to do something else, and maybe eventually, at the end of it, they'll put the belt on Elias. So let's not fly off the rails until the feud runs its course. You know what I mean? What was the next match? I think it was that has got to be who the fuck was it? Carmella and Asuka, right? I think that was match number 4. I'm going purely by memory here, so forgive me. That match was badass because James Ellsworth showed up and dressed as Asuka, showed up on the ring apron during the match. Carmella did not put up that strong of a fight against Asuka. Asuka pretty much toyed with her. And then Ellsworth took off the mask to reveal it's him. And I think Carmella tried to roll up Asuka once. She kicked out. But then in the end, Carmella ended up, I think, catching her with a kick and pinning her on the distraction, which I thought it was fine because it protected Asuka. Brought James Ellsworth back, which I think is wonderful. I don't know if this is a one-off, if he's back, for good, or if this was just a one-time thing. I think it could go either way. The news should break on that on the internet probably by tomorrow, if this guy has actually signed a contract or not. One of you guys tweet, what's his name, Ryan Satin or whatever on Twitter. Ask him if he's got the lowdown on that, or Meltzer, and find out. But I kind of hope that he's back. I hope that he's back. Why not? And I love that my favorite thing, my favorite thing on the whole pay-per-view was Ellsworth winking, because he couldn't wink. It was like, he looked fucking terrible. He has no ability to wink whatsoever. And the way he did that at Asuka and with the camera zoomed in on his face, I laughed out loud at that shit for like 5 straight minutes. Fucking great. So I enjoyed it. I had no problem with the finish. Again, I got a lot of the Asuka was buried chant. Stick that right up your ass. It's fucking bullshit. There's nothing wrong with this. This is fun. Everybody wants instant gratification. They want their cake and they want to eat it too. They want everything they want to happen tomorrow. But there's no rush. Asuka didn't lose clean. I mean, don't forget, Carmella beat Charlotte at the last pay-per-view. So what I was saying in my last couple of podcasts is that if Carmella then beats Asuka at the next pay-per-view, imagine the bragging rights. Remember Jericho? I beat Rock and Austin the same night. He didn't shut the fuck up about that for 15 years. So Carmella now has this feather under her cap. I beat the 2 most dominant females we have in WWE's history, arguably. Beat them on back-to-back pay-per-views. You think she's going to be quiet about that on the mic when she cuts promos? No. It's going to be fun. Gives her heat. Makes her a better heel. And then eventually, asshole driving by, eventually she will get another match. She'll get the title. And I swear to you, Asuka will be involved in a major match at SummerSlam. SummerSlam's a huge pay-per-view. It's 2 months away. It's in New York City. Come on. I think you could easily put Asuka in a title match at SummerSlam, either going in as champion and defending or challenging for the title. One way or the other, I say Asuka walks out of SummerSlam as the ladies champion. That's my prediction. So that doesn't mean that she's buried because she lost. It's just, oh my God. Can you guys just fucking be patient, please? Yikes. XGN, who won the men's Money in the Bank? Braun Strowman. Not the guy I picked. Not who I thought. But yeah, BK Hizzo. That's my point, though, about Carmella. She's trash in the ring. Now, I think she's better than maybe I was giving her credit for. But again, I put Carmella in the same category as maybe a Nikki or Brie or somebody like that. She's not Becky. She's not Bayley, Sasha, Charlotte. She's not Ronda Rousey. She's not Natalya. There's a lot of women on the roster better, in the ring than she is. But that's kind of what makes heels fun. The Miz's first title reign was kind of like that. Nobody thought he was credible, and he was the champion. I kind of like it when champions hold the belt. It's not a big deal. It doesn't demean the belt. There's 100 fucking belts in WWE. If you want to take one, play with it, give it to a champion that's, unworthy or something like that, and have him score a couple of upsets, and have him brag about it on the mic and piss the fans off and just be a good heel in general, explain to me why that defies logic. That's what professional wrestling is. So Carmella beating Charlotte and then beating Asuka, I think is great for the Carmella character. It doesn't do anything to Charlotte or Asuka. It doesn't hurt them one iota. But it helps Carmella a whole lot. So if you think she's trash in the ring, great. You're in luck. Because most likely this title reign is not going to last that much longer. The longest she's going to hold that belt to SummerSlam, but I don't even want to see her hold it that long. I would like to see Asuka or Charlotte go into SummerSlam as champion. Just that big-time money match, I guess you're going to have a money match on the Raw side of things anyway with Ronda Rousey, but especially if she's challenging for the title. So maybe you can't do Asuka versus Charlotte. It's the only thing I've mentioned. for, what, 4 months? I've said Asuka Charlotte 2, SummerSlam. Asuka Charlotte 2, Asuka Charlotte 2. I guess there's a chance Asuka Charlotte 2 won't happen at all. I mean, maybe it won't happen at SummerSlam. Maybe it happens down the line. I mean, with both of them being on the same brand, it would be really tough to do this, but I would not be opposed to them waiting until WrestleMania. Number 2 at WrestleMania. Have Asuka go over this time. Proving to the fans that if you just have a little bit of patience and you see it through, you know, maybe Asuka's not buried. Maybe she has her moment in the sun just like everybody does. Remember Bob Costas on that Vince McMahon interview back in the day on HBO? And he was all up Vince's ass and they argued really hard. And one of the clips that Bob Costas showed was Vince treating Trish like a piece of shit, making her bark like a dog and all of that. And Vince McMahon was like, all right, I see your point, but will you fucking pay attention to the storyline? What you saw was a part of the storyline. That was one excerpt of it. Yes, that was horrible. Yes, what I did to Trish was fucked up. But if you follow the storyline through, I'm likely to get what's coming to me in the end. You got to stay tuned. You know, and it's the same thing with this shit. So the people that think Asuka was buried tonight, stay fucking tuned. You think she's not going to be champion in WWE? Come on. Takes 3 fucking brain cells to watch Asuka in WWE and know 100% that she will be champion. Absolutely. 1,000,000% is positive is going to happen. Same can be said on the men's side of thing for Braun Strowman, especially now that he's got the briefcase. So I just believe that people need to have a little bit more patience. But I really didn't have a problem with the match. I thought it was good. I thought the way they got out of it, keeping the belt on Carmella and bringing back Ellsworth in the swerve, although it was kind of leaked, he was rumored, I guess it broke on Twitter that he was backstage, so we knew he could maybe appear, but a lot of people thought he was going to help Asuka. And I was like, why would he help Asuka? Asuka does not need any help beating Carmella. But then I was like, well, maybe the Iconics will make an appearance and interfere. Then Ellsworth can come out and help Asuka. But he turned heel instead. Even better. So I had no issue with that match. What was the 4th one? That's got to be the women's Money in the Bank, right? Pretty sure that was the 4th match. Or was it Roman and Jinder? I don't know. We're going to talk about the women's Money in the Bank match next. And Alexa got the victory there. I predicted Natalya because I thought that would be fun to tie in with her heel turn, potentially with Ronda Rousey. And especially if she cashed in and turned heel, that would be really fun. Yeah, Catherine, she's going back to NXT. You're right. But at the end of the day, Alexa winning, I was fine with because those are, you know, and it's all like subjective. You know, everybody was just insisting that was the wrong move. No. Get something straight in your head. That's what you think was the wrong move. It wasn't the wrong move because I disagree. Some other people might disagree. Some people liked it, some people didn't. All it means is your opinion is that you didn't like Alexa Bliss winning. That's it. It has nothing to do with who should win it, who deserves to win it, who needs to win it. Fans talk like they know too much. You don't know shit. I promise you. I don't even know anything. Did you see my predictions tonight? They were fucking in the trash. So let's not pretend that any of us know anything, okay? So enough of this who needs it bullshit. I'm sick of hearing that. But Alexa Bliss is the type of character, you take guys like The Miz, you take guys like Kevin Owens, those type of heels are a lot of fun to hold the briefcase. I thought Alexa would be a good briefcase holder because she could come out on TV, cut promos with it, tease cash-ins with it left and right, and it would be fun. Who would have thought we would see her later on in the night? But the match itself, I'd say, what would you guys say as far as the entire card? Roman and Jinder probably wasn't necessarily a bad match in a vacuum if you just judge it on its own. Not really the most horrible match in the world. Fans just didn't give a shit. Lashley and Zayn was very uneventful. So aside from those 2 matches, I would probably say the women's Money in the Bank was one of the worst matches of the night, I guess. It wasn't that great, but, you know, good enough with a surprising ending that I didn't see coming. And I was fine with Alexa Bliss winning. And what was funny is that I was getting all these tweets. I saw it all over Twitter. Everybody wanted a cash-in to happen right tonight. She should cash in later on against Rousey and Nia Jax. I'm like, why would they do that? What's the fucking rush? You know, I'm like, especially if Nia Jax and Ronda Rousey were the main event. I did not see the pay-per-view closing with Alexa Bliss winning the title. Just didn't see it happening. Completely dismissed the idea of Alexa Bliss cashing in. And she did. She fucking came out there and did it. So it was a really fun night for Alexa Bliss, and that's what I'm saying. Like, everybody that freaked out about her winning, it was pretty good later on. We'll probably talk about that match next, since we're talking about Alexa's win in the ladder match. But all in all, I was surprised. I'm sure I have no problem with people not wanting, like, maybe being disappointed that Alexa Bliss won. In a weird way, I was too. I was hoping to see maybe a Becky Lynch. She'd probably be the only babyface that I'd be into seeing winning. I didn't think Charlotte needed to win. She can get a title match without the briefcase. Fuck the briefcase. Same goes for Ember Moon. I'll bet you anything. I'll bet you my middle nut that Ember Moon challenges for the Raw. Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say that she was going to challenge for the Raw Women's title at SummerSlam. She might not now with Ronda Rousey, unless they insert her and make it a triple threat or a four-way. So you got the 2 women's title belts, Raw and SmackDown. 1 encounter will be a one-on-one match. 1 will be a multi-woman match. So it just depends on what they do there. If there's time to wrap things up on Raw, do one-on-one for the belt, they'll do that. They'll do a multi-woman match for the SmackDown title, or it'll be reversed. I don't know. But it would be kind of silly for, one of them to win the title, because they just, the level of their characters. Charlotte is best in the world. Ember Moon was on top of NXT, much like Asuka. She's kind of grandfathered in to the main event. So a briefcase isn't really necessary for them as a character in my mind. So I kind of ruled all of them out. Becky is the only babyface that I would have said, okay, she'd make a good one, because she hasn't been champion in a while. She's kind of been out of the loop. Same with Natalya. She hasn't been a champion in a while either. Naomi, I just really have no interest in. But again, if Naomi won, I wouldn't be bitching saying it was the wrong move. I would just be personally disappointed that Naomi won, because I just didn't really want to see her win. And I'll get to that super chat in a minute there, Jonathan. Thank you. It really wasn't... it's more of just an opinion-based thing. So everybody that was mad about Alexa Bliss winning, don't try to pretend that it didn't make sense. You just didn't like it. And that's where I think the fans get confused with themselves, and they get themselves all dizzy and tangled up. Shut up, buddy, wherever you're meowing. Is I think that when something happens that they personally didn't like, they pretend that it didn't make sense. No, you just didn't like it. There's nothing wrong with being upset that Alexa Bliss won. There's nothing wrong with being upset that your favorite didn't win. And there's nothing wrong with admitting that. And I think a lot of the fans try to pretend, like they're all the analysts, these objective analysts. Horse shit. You're not even close. So don't even fucking play. And I think that's why, I find this shit so ludicrous, and the fans just, they have a really difficult time enjoying stuff sometimes. And I really saw no problem with the Alexa Bliss victory. I thought it was fun. And I didn't think she would cash in, and she did. And let's talk about that Ronda Rousey-Nia Jax match. I actually came up early and reacted to the final 2 matches, which was that one and the men's ladder match. Now, Rousey impressed the hell out of me, and I said that earlier on. Rousey, when you judge her in-ring work, and I said this earlier, I'm no wrestling coach and I don't have a wrestling school, but I think 35 years of watching wrestling qualifies me a little bit to be able to judge somebody's in-ring work based on the level of experience they have. And watching her move, sell, her timing, her mobility, everything that she was doing, I thought was pretty damn good and pretty damn believable. Her offense was intense. It looked good. She told a great story selling, sold her ass off. I mean, just took an insane amount of punishment, bumps, took some really hard falls. And again, she's in her, second or third match. She's had a couple of live events. She worked Mania. She hasn't done a whole lot. So for her level of training, I think she'd be a 5-year pro by this point. She's got instincts and timings that people of her level of training really shouldn't possess yet. And she's got it all. And it's just a shame, because on the mic, she's got a lot of work to do. And I said that right from the start. She's not The Rock on the mic. We all know that. But in the ring, for somebody who's been thrust into these big match situations, she is not fucking choking out there. She's doing a good job. And I thought she looked great tonight. Sexy little outfit, too. My God. Yeah, I became a fan of Rousey tonight, and I think the fans in Chicago appreciated her. They didn't shit on her. I was worried that they would. And they treated her pretty well. And they gave her props. And I think a lot of fans that questioned her ability, her desire, she's doing a hell of a lot better in WWE than CM Punk is doing in the UFC, right? You know, because technically Ronda was given a contract and given a top spot with no prior WWE experience, which tends to rub the fans the wrong way sometimes. But the woman went out there and worked her ass off. And nobody can ever accuse Ronda Rousey of not taking this seriously and not really putting everything she has into it. She clearly did. I mean, she really did. So I'm sure Ronda Rousey is listening, because the first thing she does after a WWE event is pops her headphones in and turns on GoodMicWork commentary. So I'm sure she's watching right now. And Ronda Rousey, you did great tonight, girl. Good job. Win or lose, who cares? I was more interested in how you handled yourself out there, working with your first regular roster member, aside from those live events. She worked with Steph at WrestleMania, so she's finally in there with something, or with somebody that's a child. I'm sorry, I'm reading your tweet there. That's a pro like Nia Jax. So she did well. Bravo, Ronda Rousey. And again, you know, her getting screwed tonight was good, because it might have been a little bit early to put the belt on her anyway, so I really have no problem with her not winning. I just thought they would do it because they might want to have the Rousey-Lesnar double champ thing going on. They might want to have her champ going into the UFC Hall of Fame on July 5th. So I thought there was a couple of hints to her actually taking the belt. But now you hold it off. And again, like I've said all night long, and I've said all night long on Twitter, no rush. You know? I predicted Rousey to win. But do you hear me yelling and bitching and complaining that she didn't win? I don't give a shit. Hold it off. Have her win at SummerSlam. Have her win at Survivor Series. Have her win at the Royal Rumble. Is there a pay-per-view in her hometown in the future? You know, or anything like that? Save it for something like that. Where the hell is she from, anyway? Thanks, Catherine. Listen to your moderator, our friend Catherine. Better hit that like button. I happen to know you don't want to get on her bad side. You'll get the finger. The little tiny finger. What are y'all talking about? I'm going back to the chat here. I have not scrolled through that in a bit. Didn't I miss a super chat up here earlier? Jonathan Ramos, where are you? There you are. Do I know why Jeff Hardy wasn't on the show? Because there's not everybody needs to be on the show anymore. The shows are co-branded. So you don't have to have every belt defended. Because if you do that, with all the champions, 2 tags, 2 world titles, 2 women's titles, a US and an Intercontinental, and a fucking Cruiserweight, if you defend all the belts, then every single pay-per-view will be Night of Champions. So Jeff Hardy just wasn't on the card because he wasn't booked. So I think next month wouldn't be a bad idea, actually. Maybe at Extreme Rules, you book Jeff Hardy and you leave Seth Rollins off. Although, based on the feud progression of Elias and Seth, you're probably going to do a rematch, I would imagine, at Extreme Rules. And Hardy does not really have a feud right now. Who the hell is he working with in WWE? He doesn't even have a U.S. title program right now, I don't think. So that'll probably kick off on Tuesday. He's got to start working with somebody. And I don't know what his health is like either. I know he's a little bit banged up, so I don't know. Y'all fill me in. What's the latest with Jeff? That's where she's from? Venice Beach, California? I didn't know that. Sean is complaining. Who the fuck is Sean? I don't even know who Sean is. I don't care if he's complaining. Complain away, Sean. Have at it. Whatever floats your boat. As long as you're not dropping racial or homophobic slurs in the chat, you can stay in here. The only rules in this chat is don't be a dick. It's not very hard. Anybody with a basic level of fucking social skills ought to be able to handle that. We got an audience of about 275. Yeah, Catherine's right. Really shitty amount of likes. What's wrong with y'all? And come on, let's get me up to 20,000. We're almost there. 20,000 subscribers. What are we at subscriber-wise right now? We are at 19,680. All right. Give me like 300 more. Go tell your friends. Call your mom. Especially your mom. Tell her to come over to GoodMicWork's channel. Hit me with a sub. I don't even see a guy named Sean in here. Oh, now I do. But I don't see most. As soon as I see him complaining like an ass, if he's an asshole, then we'll block him, but don't worry about it. Hey, chat away, argue with each other. I don't give a shit. Just leave me out of it. Fucking have at it. Have at it. I'm looking at Twitter right now. So I got a couple of tweets This one is from Mike Games. You're watching the Hardy special on the WWE Network right now, and they use TNA footage. Yeah, how about that? What the fuck is going on there? Because Conrad and Bruce just did a show on AJ in TNA on the WWE Network because Bruce worked for TNA. So that was able to make a whole subject, and I cannot believe they fucking aired that. And they used a shit ton of TNA footage. So TNA is now on this. They're crediting GWN, Global Wrestling Network, maybe it's called. That might not even be right. Whatever network or internet website that TNA is airing their shows on, I don't even know. They're using it. So I don't know how they worked that out, what kind of phone calls they made. I mean, TNA and WWE were involved in lawsuits a couple years ago. Now it seems like, you know, and this is something that I've said for a long time. I was like, it would be in TNA's best interest, this bullshit company that's clinging to life here. It would be really stupid for them to reject WWE. With the whole Broken Hardy stuff, it was the same thing. That's when I started talking about this. Because to me, it was like, these idiots have a chance to get some rub from the WWE. They need all the fucking help they can get, and they need all the money they can get. They should accept any money WWE wants to throw at them to take the woken or the broken gimmicks or whatever. So now with this footage being used, TNA, I mean, we talked about WWE purchasing TNA, but now we're seeing TNA footage on the WWE Network. That's incredible. There's also some rumors that WWE might start airing some independent promotions on the network as well. Maybe like Ring of Honor. There's a London or an England-based promotion that they're talking about as well, and even some interpromotional stuff with New Japan. Kenny Omega just did a video with the New Day or with Xavier Woods. They were like eating hot peppers or something. I'm still yet to see it. I just saw all the Twitter reaction to it. So, I mean, that's just a different time for somebody like me that remembers when Vince just didn't think anybody existed other than his company. To see this stuff happening is pretty fucking crazy. You got to give all the credit to Triple H on that. Oh, y'all are challenging each other to wrestling matches? All right, just make sure somebody films it with their iPhone. Send it to me. I'll retweet it. Fucking botch fest. Will versus Sean. Yeah, and I'm wondering now, the funny thing is like, Debris and Mobley, next pay-per-view will be shit. I hate to be that cynical, but I am wondering what they are going to do with a couple of these matches, because the next pay-per-view is a gimmick pay-per-view. It's Extreme Rules, which means you're going to have some extreme shit going on, right? You've pretty much ended your Nakamura and AJ feud tonight. So if there was a victory by Nakamura tonight, great. Do Extreme Rules, do some other gimmick match. Now you're going to put AJ in a brand new feud, unless he continues things with Nakamura, which he could, even though I don't see how. But if you're going to put AJ in a brand new feud, why are they going to have an Extreme Rules match? You know, start small, start with a regular match. So how far have we gotten? We've talked about up until the Nia Jackson Ronda Rousey match and Alexa cashing in and winning the belt. What was after that? I believe it was Roman and Jinder. Who cares? Roman Reigns won. Crowd was fun. They brought out the beach balls. They were doing the wave. They were loud as shit. Chanting. I heard Jericho chants. I heard CM Punk chants. And I'll tell you, the funny thing is a lot of fans are like, oh, or a lot of people are like, oh, the fans are assholes and this and that. I'll take their reaction here over them being silent any day of the week. The one reason why I predicted Roman and Jinder to start the show is because I thought if it took place later on in the card, then the fans might be quiet. You know, they might not give that Roman Reigns that hardcore reaction. They might use it as a piss break match. They might not care. They might be burnt out from the match they saw before. Anything like that. But instead, it turned out to be pretty damn decent, and the crowd was into it, and the match wasn't, like I said earlier, if you just judge it on its own, take the fact that Roman Reigns, forget Roman Reigns' name is even Roman Reigns. Let's call him Bob, okay? Let's call him Bob, and let's call Jinder Mahal Steve. This was Bob versus Steve in a ring. If you judge the match, Bob versus Steve, the match was fine. Match was totally fine. Nothing wrong with it at all. Considering both guys' styles. You know, they're not Finn Balor, they're not AJ Styles, they're Bob and Steve. So Bob and Steve did just fine. But Roman Reigns and Jinder Mahal, on the other hand, fans hated it. Fans didn't give a fuck about it. They kept themselves entertained. They entertained themselves during a match that they didn't care about, a match that I didn't care about, and whatever. It was what it was. Roman Reigns eventually got the spear and won. I mentioned Bobby Lashley squashing Sami Zayn, right? Where are we at now? What was next? Did I mention? Oh, I didn't mention the tag match. Tag match took place on the kickoff show. Bludgeon Brothers retained over Gallows and Anderson. And are we on to the title matches yet? Sorry, checking the Twitter. All right, and I'm actually going to go in here. Okay, so yeah, we talked about Ronda, we talked about Roman Reigns, we talked about the women's Money in the Bank, we talked about the Intercontinental title match, we talked about Lashley and Zayn, we talked about Daniel Bryan and Cass, talked about Bludgeon Brothers and Gallows and Anderson. So we talked about Asuka and Carmella, talked about Rousey and Nia. We have not talked about AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura, although just briefly. That was a great match. I enjoyed it. And actually, I should have put that. That would have been a great Twitter poll. So I guess I'm just going to have to ask you guys here. You guys tell me. Of the... how many matches have they had now? 6? Or 5? Of the matches they've had. WrestleMania, Greatest Royal Rumble, Backlash, and now this one. I think they might have had another one in there too. Was this the best? Finish was great. Finish was awesome. I mean, there was a couple of good spots. I like the finishing sequence in general. Not only did these guys beat the shit out of each other for 25 minutes, but the styles clash off the steps onto the floor. God, gnarly. And then the finish was great with the fucking phenomenal forearm right on the table. And AJ pops up right before the 10 count and wins the match pretty decisively. I mean, he smashed Shinsuke Nakamura right into the ground. Now, AJ winning the title, I think the guy's the best in the world. So I'm never going to complain about AJ Styles being world champion or retaining a title or winning a championship match. But I really thought they would put the belt on Shinsuke Nakamura. I really wanted to see him be champion. I like him. He's a fun character. He's different, unique as fuck, and great wrestler, puts on great matches, and should be champion. But now that he lost, how in the world do you justify giving him another title shot? Especially with the nut shot. Don't forget the nut shot at the end, too. I mean, that whole thing was like coming full circle. Nakamura, that was his bread and butter. That was his go-to, that nut shot on AJ Styles in every match. So AJ just nailed, what, he kicked him, I think, at the end there, and then ended it with a phenomenal forearm. I mean, that was pretty much the cap. I mean, that has to be the seal on the feud. If they do another match now, what the fuck? Why? I'd still love to see it. I'd still love to see Shinsuke Nakamura be champion, but I don't think that he's going to get another match. Damn. Yeah, so I'm a little bit, I mean, on that side of things, I'm a little bit disappointed that Shinsuke didn't win, because I just don't know what it means for him, going forward. I'm grabbing another beer. This pay-per-view's making me drink. You guys let me know in the chat, what is the overall direction, or the opinion on social media, because I'm not really looking at it right now. As far as YouTube goes, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, other live streams, what is the overall consensus on Money in the Bank? Everybody's considering it, what, a decent show? Maybe a 6 out of 10, something like that. That's what I would guess the audience is going to grade the show. But y'all tell me. Oh, Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles program, Die Hard. I wouldn't be opposed to that. Pass the lotion. What is cool about, I mean, maybe cool. I mean, I kind of think it would be fun. But what is good about Braun Strowman winning the briefcase is that we don't have to worry about anybody fucking up Daniel Bryan's title victory if he does wind up getting a title shot and potentially winning the title. At least there's no briefcase holder to threaten him. Where are we at? I'm trying to think where we are on the matches. But yeah, AJ Styles and Nakamura, the match itself, I thought was a lot of fun. Fucking brutalized each other, and a really good spots in it. I really liked the running Kinshasa on the fucking announce table. That was great. All sorts of good stuff in this match. Best match of their feud, in my opinion, but I don't know what you guys think. And I also think it was the best match on the card tonight, for sure. I think that is all the matches except for the men's Money in the Bank, right? I think that's all of them. No, absolutely not. You just took a shit. I just heard you in there. You are not coming over here. No. So the men's Money in the Bank, I mean, when you compare it to all the Money in the Bank matches that we've seen over the years, what did this one give us that any other Money in the Bank match did not? Some interesting spots. First of all, I was really surprised to see Kofi Kingston be the guy to... what the fuck are y'all talking about? To be the guy from the New Day to enter the match. I thought for sure it would be Big E. Thought for sure. You guys talking to me? Answer. I'm not looking at the chat every second. Go fuck off. Answer yourself. Logan Phillips. Thanks, Catherine. These fucking dumbasses. Get a life, Logan Phillips. What are you, 5? Answer me. Fuck off. You know, you are more than welcome to be in here. And if you say hey and I see it, I'll say hey back. But don't be a dumbass. So that's the only that's what will get you blocked. Fuck off. Biggie heel turn I'd be fine with as well. I don't know what's going on in the chat. Is there things going on in the chat? Looks alright. Hey, it's a pay-per-view night. We don't get trolls in here very often. If we have 1 or 2 on a pay-per-view night, who cares? It happens. That's what the block button's for. Alright, good. Decent audience in here. And, yeah, we're climbing on the subs. I'm hoping between tonight and tomorrow we can get a good chunk in here. Yeah, you agree. Zabi R was the weakest ladder match. Well, again, that's subjective. That's your opinion. I'm inclined to agree with that because not that I thought the match was bad at all. It's just we've seen a lot of these. We've seen a lot of Money in the Bank matches over the last, what, 10, 12 years now? How long has it been? 13 years of ladder matches, of Money in the Bank ladder matches. So we've seen a lot. So what are they really going to give us that we haven't seen before? What kind of brutality they're going to show us that we haven't seen before? And I like the spot with Braun Strowman being buried in the ladders, although I think he stayed injured a little bit too long. He walked away from that car accident at Great Balls of Fire quicker than he walked away from those ladders being piled on top of him. So I didn't like that. Kevin Owens' spot was sick. And oh, thanks, Sean. I didn't know that about Jeff Hardy. I knew something was wrong with him, but I didn't know what exactly. Pinched nerve is in his neck. Yeah, that'll sideline you. That'll sideline you. But you know, the Money in the Bank match gave us all the typical spots. You know, all the high flying stuff, all the table spots. You know, guys falling off the ladder, all the near falls and the tip overs, and you know, one guy scrambling up the ladder. I predicted the Miz. I thought the Miz would be a entertaining as hell briefcase holder, but they gave it to Strowman, who really should have been the favorite all along. The only reason I didn't predict Strowman is because I almost thought it was too obvious. You know, everything he does on Raw, he just dominates. He just beats the hell out of everybody. Why would he not win this match? So they gave it to Strowman, and I think that's going to be fun. I think he'll be entertaining. That's all I want. I don't give a shit who wins the briefcase. To me, I don't care who needs it, who deserves it, or any of that stupid language you hear in the IWC. I don't give a fuck about any of that. I just want somebody to be entertaining with the briefcase, and I think he definitely will. He'll make it fun. And hell, I mean, if it's going to be Roman and Brock at SummerSlam, how does Strowman not cash in? So all this concern for Roman and Brock, see it through, man. It might turn out to be okay in the end. J. Kim, with all your half capital, half lowercase shit, I just talked about literally 5 minutes ago. You just missed it. But I gave all my opinions on Nakamura and what they do with him going forward, or what they should do, or could do, or might do. And we just got done talking about all of that. James Rosano, do you think James Ellsworth looks like a 40-year-old? Fuck yeah, he does. I'm in my 40s, and I look a lot younger than James Ellsworth, so he looks a minimum of 40. He looks more like 44. And he looks like a smoker. Pay-per-view is 10 out of 10 because of James Ellsworth. Maybe not because of James Ellsworth, but definitely because of James Ellsworth wink. That wink into the camera. Somebody gift that. I mean, somebody make that, you know, something that we can put on Twitter every 5 seconds, because that's great. Oh, my favorite. Oh, cool. Ooh, very, very scary tweet from somebody with 2 followers. Or, I'm sorry, no followers. Following 2 people. GoodMicWork. WWE sheep. 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 That's my favorite. That's my fucking favorite. And Alpha thinks on Twitter, so it's crystal clear. SummerSlam 2018, Roman versus Lesnar, Strowman cashing in his Money in the Bank briefcase and winning, which is what I just mentioned a second ago. Although, let's not make it too predictable here. Strowman, again, he's the type of guy, his character would tell me that he doesn't necessarily want to drag this out. I think the briefcase should be held on to for a long period of time, which is why I thought it would go to a heel who would really pick a spot, be very calculating, and potentially hold the briefcase until 2019. That's what I thought needed to happen, considering Alexa Bliss cashed in tonight. Leaves you with only 1 briefcase. You might want to have some fun with that and play with it on TV. Strowman's character doesn't seem like it would allow him to do that. It seems like he would want to cash this thing in fucking tomorrow. Like, that's the thing. Brock's not booked for Raw tomorrow, right? So what they should do is have Strowman come out there and just demand, I want to cash in right now, goddammit. I don't want to take advantage of a situation. I don't want to cash in after a match. I want Brock Lesnar right now. I'm cashing in. Here you go, referee. Ring the bell. And they're like, but Brock is in Canada or wherever the fuck he is. Well, goddammit, I'll go to his house. The next week, camera crew follows him to Brock's house. He's knocking on the door, you know. Brock goes around the backyard, gets on his deck, sits on his fucking porch swing, you know, waiting for him. I mean, how funny would that be? That would be, I mean, they got to redeem themselves from that horrible Austin going to Brian Pillman's house, right? And Randy Orton and Triple H with a home invasion. Have fucking Strowman just go chill out on Brock's deck and wait for him. Hurry up. Get home. Oh, there it is. Thank you. Truth Forgetter. WWE made a gif of that wink. I got to retweet that. Every time I look at that, I just laugh my ass off. I don't know why I find that so funny. Thank you, Truth Forgetter on Twitter, for hooking me up with that. Yikes. Epic wink. Hells yeah. Hells yeah, Ellsworth. I hope he's back for good, man. I hope it's not a one-time deal. I mean, the minute he left WWE, it was kind of rumored that he left under really good terms. They just really had nothing else for him. His 1-year contract was up. Hey, see you later, but stay near the phone. You know, we might be giving you a call. Jose, yeah, Trax is not back. I have not talked to him. He clearly needs some time away, so I'm certainly not going to bother him. But if he comes back, great. He's welcome to resume using my content. I hope he does. A lot of people miss him because he was pretty consistent at that. But in the meantime, I started my own little clip segment. It's pretty fun. My little mic drops. They're fun. The funny thing is, I was like, oh, these will be fun. I'll get like just a few hundred views on them, and that's exactly what I've gotten. I think only like 1 or 2 of them have over 1,000 views. The rest of them are like 6, 7, 800, shit like that. But they're going to serve a good purpose. And yeah, all week long, this has been a busy as fuck week on the channel. By the way, have you guys seen that's another video that's got really low views. My King of the Ring review was fun. It was fun to do. It's in the top right-hand corner there. Check that out in the next couple of days. 25th anniversary, King of the Ring 93, which makes me feel old as shit. Old as shit. Sandman, both cats have been around. Tito is fast asleep right over there on the couch. Bub has been on my lap twice since I've been doing the commentary, or the stream. He also ate, and he took a big shit, and now he's missing. I've got his bed set up behind me, but he hasn't shown up. I think he finally went to sleep. Let's keep quiet so we don't wake him. Damn, cow. Oh, yeah, it's Sunday night. You got to work in the morning at 8 a.m. It's kind of late for you. Yeah, it's midnight. Oh, yeah, enjoy the shower. I fucking need one, too. I got so dirty at work this morning. It was a beautiful summer day, and I was kind of running around a little bit because of the Father's Day bullshit, and I got a little sweaty. So, yeah, enjoy your shower. Good night, girl. Catch you tomorrow. Yeah, Rooster Braun hasn't had a one-on-one title match since No Mercy, and really, he shouldn't, you know? I mean, he lost, got beat by Brock, and Brock's not a guy that's around to where there can be a bunch of rematches, you know? He's not even on TV, so a guy like Brock, it's not like you can have a 3 pay-per-view program with somebody. I guess unless you're Roman Reigns. But yeah, with that one victory was it. Meanwhile, Roman Reigns got annihilated at WrestleMania, gets the rematch at Greatest Royal Rumble, falls short again, and now might even get another one. And I really don't want to see like a triple threat. Like I can almost see Strowman saying, you know, if they make the Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar match somehow, which come to think of it, speaking of losses by Braun Strowman, I can almost see Roman Reigns defeating him in a one-on-one match to earn the opportunity to face Brock Lesnar again, because Strowman can afford a loss now. You know, he's got the briefcase. If he loses, who fucking cares? He can cash in a week later and win the title. So they can do a lot of stuff. But yeah, Roman and Brock, if Strowman comes out and wins the title there at SummerSlam in the main event, and oh, that would be sweet. That would be fucking sweet. But Strowman's a guy, though, too. It's going to be really hard to try to envision him cashing in some sort of a cheap way. I'm not saying he's above it. You know, he's not even really technically a babyface, even though he is. He doesn't have to be all John Cena about it. Oh, I want to cash in the right way and with honor. Fuck that. But it's really hard for him to even need an advantage. The guy's a goddamn monster. Fucking eats school buses for breakfast. Barely. How did I meet Ashley Judd? Oh yeah, I said that I met her earlier, right? Somebody was asking about her. No, in the restaurant. I actually talked to Carson Palmer, was in my restaurant today, and he was in on over the weekend too. So was Drew Brees, but Palmer was in with his brother and all their kids. They had a whole mess of kids. They've been coming in for years, so I actually saw him today. But Ashley Judd, I met her in North Carolina. She was down there filming. What movie was she filming? I don't even know. They film a shitload of movies where I used to live in North Carolina, and she was down there filming one of them. I want to say it was a movie with like Sandra Bullock, because I know she was there too. Andy McDowell, I met her. I actually saw. Oh, I shouldn't say this on a live stream. But it's not untrue. I just don't want to talk about anybody. But fuck it. I walked in, saw Andy McDowell doing coke in a back room of my restaurant. We had a big party in there, and she was there hammered, and I walked around the corner, and she was right on a fucking table, and I was like, right on. I was like, good for you, girl. And I got the fuck out of there. Let her do her thing. That's not slander. It's completely true. No, I've never met Ben Roethlisberger. Never met him. That's funny. Thank you for that, Brandon Lee, for the Zack Ryder shout out. Oh yeah, I forgot about Sunil Singh, by the way, Gerald Murphy. You know, I was laughing my ass off. I'm like, as soon as he wheeled that motherfucker out there in a wheelchair, I just immediately envisioned Linda McMahon, you know, like rising from the wheelchair at WrestleMania 17. I'm like, come on, Roman Reigns. You know, if you're already not hated enough by the fans as it is, you're going to fall for this bullshit. You're a fucking chump, man. Fucking chump. You're going to sit there and believe that this dude can't walk? Come on. And sure enough, he jumped out of the wheelchair. Corey Graves with the cell. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. Bubba Nader, it is too early for a fuck, marry, kill. I think we're still PG at the moment. Actually, that's not true. We're R rated, but we're not porn rated yet. And we still got in the neighborhood of 300-ish people watching, which is cool. So yeah, overall, I thought the pay-per-view, let's check at the Twitter poll here, see what you guys are telling me. If I've got any votes on this damn thing. Oh yeah, a few hundred, or a couple hundred. Yeah. Nobody thinks it's a terrible show. 6% terrible show, 61% decent show, which seems to be the consensus there. Not a great show, but definitely not horrible. And 33% thought it was a great show. 220 votes. That's a good enough chunk of people, I think, to gauge a correct opinion of it. So yeah, that's where I would rate it too. I agree 100% with all you guys. I'll retweet that poll again, see if we can get a few more votes on it. But yeah, I'd say it was. I was worried that it would be like a bad show because the card was pretty stacked, but it was in Chicago, and there were so many variables here. You know, especially with these Money in the Bank matches, the fans are so fucking touchy about everything, about who wins and who should win and all that fucking bullshit, that you have to listen to that. So I was worried that, you know, the pay-per-view might suck, but I think the work of everybody just really came through. AJ and Nakamura and Rousey and Nia Jax really helped make this pay-per-view. If it weren't for those matches, I don't know. I agree, Belmont. Ronda did very well tonight in the ring. Very well. She was the shit. Oh, good, Doug. Now I don't feel so bad. So Andy McDowell has admitted to that in the past. I had no idea. But I saw her doing it. But I was fine with it. So go for it, girl. Have your fun. Good night, X Spectra. Thanks for stopping by. Good night, San Diego. And thanks for stopping by. Yeah, Cam, and that's the thing. That's what you have to respect about Ronda is that she's not taking this shit lightly. You know, because the fans, she doesn't deserve this spot, and it was handed to her, and she got this big contract, blah, 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 blah. Well, give her a fucking chance. And it's not like she's out there green as fuck. I mean, she's green, but she doesn't look it. And she's out there, like, taking it seriously. She's putting everything she is into it. She's doing a lot better than CM Punk. CM Punk put his heart and soul in the UFC, and he sucks. So Ronda Rousey being able to handle herself this way in these big match situations. Her match at WrestleMania was great and entertaining and fun. Match tonight with Nia Jax was amazing. She sold like a fucking boss. The bumps she was taking, she was taking some bumps that I don't think somebody with her level of training should be taking quite yet. Just because so many things can go wrong. But man, she handled herself. I feel very comfortable with Ronda Rousey because she's only going to get better with the more experience she has. And if she's this good with 2 or 3 matches under her belt, imagine how much better she's gonna be. You know, especially when she starts working with, you know, a lot of different opponents. So she's gonna be great. I thought she did a great job tonight. I was probably more impressed with Ronda Rousey tonight than I was with anybody else on the roster. Which, thank God, you know. I mean, why in the world would you root for her failure? You know, to me, I was hoping that she would be good because the problem with that is WWE is going to push and feature Ronda Rousey regardless of whether she's good or not. If she comes out there and sucks ass, she's still going to get matches because based on her name. Case in point, UFC, CM Punk got his clock cleaned by Mickey Gall, and they gave him another shot anyway, and he looked even worse, or almost as bad, in that match, but he got the opportunities because of his name. Ronda Rousey, if she would have sucked tonight and sucked at WrestleMania, they'd still be putting her in the spotlight. So the best you can hope for in this situation is that she's good, and she is. So stop your bitching. And yeah, and I'll let the male in me come out and completely admit that Ronda was hot as fuck tonight. She was. She was. I mean, I've always dug her outfit. You know, I like the tribute to Hot Rod. When I saw her come out at WrestleMania with that little kilt and the fucking Hot Rod sports bra, I'm like, man, she's fucking hot. And yeah, and she worked so hard tonight because at WrestleMania she was like in a tag. So, you know, she had in and outs and rest periods and stuff. Like tonight was her first like one-on-one big match, big crowd, big stage, big pay-per-view, and handled it like a champ. and that's her UFC experience coming through. You know, you got to think if you're an up and coming wrestler and you're, you know, if you're fresh out of NXT for a year and it's your first time in front of a crowd and an audience like this, that would be intimidating as shit. But Ronda Rousey has been in that situation before in the UFC. You know, she's very much in the spotlight, very much in the limelight, so she doesn't sweat the big stage. And I think there's a lot of people in her position that might, you know, fall, you know, that might have trouble or struggle in a match just because of the butterflies. But she had no problem at all. Handled herself like it was fucking nothing. And I thought that was awesome. Oh my gosh. Hey, y'all. Hey, 200 of you in here that are still here. Amon just dropped a bombshell. Were y'all aware that WWE was totally fake? Wow. You're smart. How'd you figure that out? Damn. We got a goddamn genius in the chat, y'all. Dude's been doing his research. He dug deep. He dug deep. If only I had that ambition to be able to come up with a statement just, you know, so profound. So profound. Why would I ban him? He's a fucking genius. He just dropped a bombshell on all of us. Here we are, all this time for 8 years on YouTube. I've been doing all these commentaries, thinking I'm talking about something real, and now he blindsides me with this and tells me it's fake? Holy crap. Guess I'm going to cancel my channel. Yeah, I'm going to cancel my channel. Y'all know how to do that? How do you delete? Let me go into GoodMicWork, Creator Studio, delete channel. There's no point in doing it anymore. All right, there it is. Delete channel. All right, and then how do I delete Twitter? And y'all know how to delete Twitter? As soon as I find it, I'll delete that too. All right, good. YouTube channel is deleted. I'll probably go off air here any second. As soon as this part catches up with the deleted channel, I'm probably going to go blank. I'm just kidding. I was trying to do that. I hate that I have the transition there. I was trying to get it to go to a quick, just blank cut screen, and I'd shut my mic off. Amon just broke the... Yeah, Amon, you might want to tweet that out. Go ahead and throw that up on Twitter. Let everybody know wrestling is fake. WWE is going to be pissed at you. Pissed at you. Oh, man. What a night. What a fucking night. 250 of you just watched me quit YouTube. That was funny. Oh, yeah. Rooster, I should have ended the stream just right there, but I wasn't ready to. I still want to hang out. That would have been a great way. Like, if he would have shown up, like, maybe in a little while, that would have been a perfect place just to end everything. And then I'd go off the air till tomorrow. Y'all be freaking out. Superman punch is fake. Apparently so. I don't know how you can fake something like that, but apparently you can. Wow, Roman Reigns must be really good. He can deliver that without killing anybody. And basically, Amon, if you're slow, I've just spent the last 3 minutes describing what a dumbass you are. So get the fuck out of here. Somebody fill in Jamaican Mickey that he's wrong. I just talked for like an hour about that situation. No, she was not buried. God damn. God, you guys read the internet too much. Stop listening to these dumbasses on the internet. She's not buried. She's going to be champion. She's going to be champion real soon. Relax. Relax. What's your name again? Relax. Relax, Jamaican Mickey. Y'all set Jamaican Mickey straight. Let him know that he's grossly misinformed. going on over here on the Twitter? So yeah, really, if you're just tuning in, by the way, we're pretty much entering the bullshit stage of the stream. I'm going to hang out here for a little bit longer, then I'm going to get out of here. I technically have time to make it to Sunday Night Thunder tonight with my friends. I don't know if I'm going to or not. I got a little bit of time to decide that. But I'll hang out. This is the time of the stream when we usually just shoot the shit and chat. If you are just tuning in, I've talked about the entire pay-per-view. We went through every single match. I talked about every single situation, feud, outcome, my opinion on each one, and that's all behind me here. So go ahead and rewind if you want to listen to any of that. Now I'm just going to chat about random shit. If you guys want to talk more about Money in the Bank, hit me up with questions. If you want to talk about what we're going to see on Raw tomorrow, feel free. And we'll just chit-chat for a little while longer here, and I'll hang out with y'all. I'll check Twitter, too, in case you want to send me some shit over there. Kareem Langley, can you bum a smoke? I don't smoke, man. It's bad for you. I do not recommend smoking. Cigarettes. I predicted Ronda to win tonight, but I also predicted a title change, so I got that right. Hello, Raymond. I predicted Carmella to win. So the only matches I got right on the whole pay-per-view, I got the Bludgeon Brothers retaining correct. I got Lashley beating Zayn correct. Roman beating Jinder correct. And Carmella beating Asuka correct. I think every other match I got wrong. Got the title match wrong. Oh, no, I predicted Seth retaining as well. I predicted that correctly. But I got both Money in the Bank matches wrong. I got the world title match wrong, and I got the Nia Jax Ronda Rousey match wrong. So yeah, Matt, not baked at all. As a matter of fact, I might go out after the stream is over here. Shawnee Mac, smoking a bowl. I don't know what that means. Never. I don't know what that means. Never heard of it. What's a bowl? You mean like a cereal bowl? What do you mean? Oh yeah, I guess you're right. You know what? WD TV. I didn't think about that. I was thinking the match. See, I was thinking the match got thrown out, but no, you're right. Ronda won via DQ, right? It was the second match that caused all of this. So technically, yeah, I couldn't remember how that all went down. So yeah, Ronda did win. I guess I was right. I predicted her to win, and I predicted that Nia would lose the belt. I was right twice. So yeah, let's score 2 more points for me. Yeah, I guess she won via DQ, and then Alexa cashed in after the fact. That's how it went down, right? Brandon Lee, yeah, I got a ton of food. I got a ton of food in my fridge. I got a delicious salmon pasta in there just waiting to be eaten. I know, Rooster. Dude, pay attention. Get a dictionary, look up sarcasm. You did? Brew McCain Productions? You watched Money in the Bank while working at Logan's Roadhouse? Have I ever been to... I've seen a Logan's Roadhouse. I wonder if I've ever been in there before. Probably not. That's cool. Would they play it on the, in the bar? Oh, I guess you might have the network. You watch it on your phone. I've done that before. Very rare occasions I've had to work on pay-per-views. And, I had to work Saturday night during NXT, and I was busy as fuck, but I was able to peek at it a couple of times. Yeah, Brandon, there's actually plenty here for you, but I don't know where you live. You want to take an Uber to San Diego, California. Depending on where you live, that might cost you a couple bucks. You can buy a fucking 100 salmon pastas for that. Raymond Pagan, what do you think about Alexa winning the belt for the 5th time? I don't care. She can win it 10 times for all I care. I don't care. Who's to say she's going to cash it in successfully, though? Or I'm sorry, she already cashed in successfully, excuse me. Winning the belt for the 5th time doesn't bother me because it's a women's division. You're trying to build legacies. You're trying to build title histories here. And Alexa, she's not Charlotte or anything like that, but I think she's passable enough, and she's good on the mic. She's a good character that when you look back, I promise you this, people like Alexa Bliss, she's, some people like her, some people don't. I promise you, 10 years from now, or whenever she goes into the Hall of Fame, people will look back fondly on her career. And they'll say, wow, she did a really good job. She had some big moments. She had some good promos. She had some memorable things take place, and this is probably her best title victory so far, right? Of all the times she's won the belt. Is that how many times she's won it? 5 times? This was definitely the one that got the best reaction, for sure. Fans fucking lost it for that. I thought it was good. Alex, verdict on the Money in the Bank is everybody kind of gives it like a decent rating. Wasn't a great show, wasn't off the hook or anything like that, but I think people are putting it in a 6 or 7 out of 10 range. That's where I've gauged it. Maybe a C+ rating, something like that. And that's due largely in part to AJ and Nakamura and Ronda Rousey and Nia Jax. I think had it not been for them, we'd be looking at a very, very average Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Because the women's match was so-so, probably held up about the same as last year's, just with a better finish. And the men's match was typical. Nothing overly memorable. Good spots, good moments, but nothing that we don't see in every other single Money in the Bank match that we've ever seen. So I think overall it was a decent to good show. But not very good, not great, not excellent. Just decent. I think TakeOver was a much better NXT pay-per-view than Money in the Bank was a WWE pay-per-view. TakeOver was awesome. And here's the thing about TakeOver. I'm still yet to watch the main event. I haven't had time. I got home super late last night. Did not even start TakeOver until about 1:15 in the morning. And because I didn't skim through anything. I watched every match in its entirety. And I made it all the way to the end of the Aleister Black and Lars Sullivan match, which was phenomenal. Lars Sullivan, man, that dude, I wasn't sure about him, but after that, I was like, man, he's a guy, again, putting on matches like this, just imagine what he's going to be like, pushed properly and utilized and all that, and going to the main roster one day. He's going to be a player. And I was happy that Aleister Black won because I didn't want to see him lose the belt yet. But I never got around to watching the main event between Ciampa and Gargano. So that will be my laying in bed homework later on tonight. I'm going to try to knock out both. I'll try to watch that match, and I'm probably also going to watch the 24 special on the Hardy Boys. But TakeOver, the only match I got wrong there, prediction-wise, was Velveteen Dream and Ricochet. I thought Velveteen would win. He fell short against Aleister Black on the recent TakeOvers. He didn't win in the ladder match. It just seems like a character like him, who I like. I just think the dude is spectacular. I thought he was due for like a big pay-per-view victory. And Ricochet just got there. They can still have big plans for him, even despite a loss here. I didn't think it would really do anything to him. So I kind of thought Velveteen would get the nod here. But no, he lost. And what a match. Jesus Christ, those two guys. But the tag match that opened the show, I thought was awesome. And I love the finish there. Just really hard-hitting, brutal finish. And the women's match was, I think the only thing about it that was memorable and good was the finish. And that was Nikki Cross kind of smiling in the chokehold. The match itself was shorter than I thought it would be, but I liked it. I mean, Nikki Cross is fun. I didn't think that she was going to win the belt. A lot of people like Nikki Cross and think that she should win. And yeah, she should probably get a run with the title in the future. But right now, Baszler kind of just got it. She's doing her thing. They need to build her and let her have it for a little bit longer. So I had no problem with the outcome of that match at all. I was fine with it. And I really love the finish of Nikki Cross. She'd rather smile and laugh than fucking tap out. So she just laughed until she passed out. Referee called for the bell. And what else did we see? How far have I gotten? There was 5 matches on the card. And yeah, then I saw Aleister Black take on Lars Sullivan, which I loved. And I never got around to seeing Ciampa and Gargano. But I did predict Ciampa to win, and I know that he did. But I just haven't seen the match. in its entirety. But a lot of people are praising it, and it was the main event again. And based on the outcome there, I wasn't sure if this was going to be the blow-off or not. I thought, to me, it depended on who won the match, whether or not it was going to be the final match in the chapter or the final chapter in this feud, but it's not. I think they're going to go one more. So they're probably going to work the TakeOver show in August, and that will be the end of it. And hopefully that can maybe move on one of them, preferably Tommaso Ciampa, to the main roster. I think that would be fun. I think maybe you keep... I'm sorry, I had that backwards. I wanted to say Gargano, because I think Ciampa, what he should do, considering we have a babyface NXT champion, is I think Ciampa should challenge for the belt. Have Gargano win that big first epic encounter the way he did, tapping him out with a knee brace, and then Ciampa win the next two. And then maybe you can move on Johnny Gargano to the main roster, keep Ciampa there, have him challenge Aleister Black and beat him, and become NXT champion. That's where I think they might be going. And I think that could happen by, I'd say, LA. LA, dudes. I mean, are they going to do... I know Survivor Series is in LA. I'm assuming they're doing a takeover same weekend. That's where you do it. That's my prediction. Summertime prediction. What's the fucking date? June 17th. Mark it on your calendars. Tommaso Ciampa wins the NXT title at TakeOver Los Angeles. Thank you for the super chat earlier on, by the way. What was your name? Josu Lemus. Thank you for that, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, and Dream is another guy, Latry White, that I think could definitely go to the main roster. Dude is ready. You know what? One of my favorite parts, I mean, as good as that match was with Ricochet, I like the video package. I like Velveteen's demeanor. I just like how comfortable he is in front of the camera. He's a fucking ham. And how long has he been doing the Hogan shit? What was that about? The red and yellow, and I love the way he started. Has he been doing this? I mean, I'm not that versed in NXT, so I don't know. But the way he even started the match, he was grabbing the ropes and slapping the shit. You know how the whole routine that Hogan goes through, and this thing and all that, it was great. Fucking loved it. Thug Yoda Entertainment, I'm glad you asked that. No, absolutely not. Let me tell you something. You know why takeovers are so good? You know why we love them so much? One of the big reasons, aside from the awesome fucking wrestling that we see on these shows, the reason why they're so good is because they're not shoved up our asses. There's not 14 of these fucking things. I promise you. If we had 14 or 15 plus NXT takeovers per year, we would get real tired of them. Real tired of them. I love the special feeling of the takeovers. When it comes time for one, it's fun. We're excited about it. We're looking forward to it. Me, who doesn't even watch that much NXT, I cannot wait to watch these takeover shows. Can't wait. Because we don't see them very often, and every single fucking one of these things that I've seen over the last, 4+ years, whatever it's been, has been amazing. I mean, even the ones that are bad, even when you look back at all the takeovers, you guys are going to have to fill me in on which ones were considered the weaker shows. But when you look at all of those weaker takeovers, they still weren't bad. They were still pretty good. What's the saying? Sex and pizza. Even if it's bad, it's still pretty good. It's the same thing with TakeOver. Even when the shows are weak, they're still very entertaining. So I do not want to see an increase in the takeovers. I like the anticipation that we get waiting for the takeovers, and I like the big fight feels of it. It's good for the talent, to work, in their limited role, their limited audience, and then go in front of a big audience like that. There's just no reason to overexpose that. NXT is special because it's not overexposed. It's an hour a week. You even notice on on the WWE website, even the pay-per-views don't have their own page. It's just an NXT page and encompasses everything. If you go to WWE.com after a Monday Night Raw, they have photos of every single match, 20 to 40 plus photos of every single match that takes place on Raw. Where if you click over to NXT, the entire show has one group of photos instead of every match broken down, and everything just picked apart and overexposed, shoved down your throats. NXT doesn't do that. And I think that's largely in part to Triple H. I think it's going to change in the future because NXT's probably going to get a TV deal, and I wouldn't rule out the possibility of takeovers expanding. I'm just personally against it. So it was Thug Yoda. You're the one that asked me that, right? So I'm not saying you're wrong about an increase of takeovers. It could definitely happen. But if I'm in charge and it's up to me, fuck no. Absolutely not. I mean, give us something, please. I mean, the whole purpose of wrestling, the whole reason I'm a wrestling fan as it is because when I used to watch it back in the day when I was a kid, in the 70s and the 80s, and then when I was, in my 20s during the Attitude Era, what I always remember about wrestling during those times is that it left me wanting more every single week. Can't wait to see what happens next week. Can't wait to see what happens next week. But we don't get that anymore. Now, instead of saying, can't wait to see what happens next week, at the end of Raw, we're like, fuck, that's finally over. What the fuck took so long? 3-hour goddamn show. Bored out of my mind. Unwatchable shit. That's where we're at now. So the last thing in the world I want to see happen is to see NXT get ruined by too much content, too much exposure, too many shows, too many pay-per-views, just too much fucking shit everywhere. Smaller doses is always better. And it's just fucking better. I promise you. Keep it the way it is. And I'm not opposed to NXT getting a TV deal. I'm not opposed to that. You're going to have to bump it to a 2-hour show if you do that because you're talking about commercials now. But a TV deal doesn't necessarily mean that NXT will be overexposed. It'll be exposed a little bit more, but maybe not necessarily overexposed. When you start expanding the pay-per-views, and if NXT gets themselves in a situation where they're doing 12 of these fucking things a year, forget it. Not a good idea. And hopefully Triple H knows that. I think he does. He's not dumb. He's done a great job. Well, you know what? It's 9:30 my time. It's I don't know where it is where you live in the world, but I'm going to grab another beer. I will be right back. We'll hang out some more and we'll discuss. Oh, sit in the chair, buddy. There you go. All right. I'm putting my cat in the chair, although I don't think he's going to stay. What's up, everybody? All right, I have returned. Sorry for the delay there. Had to go get myself another beverage. It's so funny, in the WWE chair in the corner underneath the belts, you can probably just barely see my little cat's face right over Shinsuke's shoulder. He's moving around, but he's sitting back there. But they're all here. I'm back with a fresh frosty brew. I needed it. It's been a long fucking day. Had to get up very early for me. I'm not much of a morning person, but every now and then I got to get up and go into work a little bit early. Today was one of those days. It was Father's Day, so we had all these assholes in for brunch. I'm tired, but I got my second wind. I'm rallying. Watch Money in the Bank. Sitting here with a beer, doing my thing, hanging out with you guys, packing a bowl. You know. Meow. But yeah, what else are we going to talk about? I'll hang out here for another beer for a little bit with you guys, and we'll chat about whatever. I should be up here tomorrow night, too. Going to do Raw. We'll watch Monday Night Raw together. I mean, it should be a good show, you would think, coming off the heels of Money in the Bank, and considering the last, 4 Monday Night Raws have been a fucking pile of shit. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh, yeah, they're both. Oh, my God, they're both in the background here. What's up, guys, you little creepy bastards? So I got one right behind me where my hand is pointing, and I got one over there. There they are, both of them. Little fuckers. Neil Phillip, yes, it was definitely worth a watch. Definitely worth a watch, you should. Talked about all the outcomes. I'm assuming you know what happened and everything, but there was a lot of good stuff. I think you're really going to enjoy the Nia Jax Ronda Rousey match. Having a wrestling fan that has a wife is rare. There's some married dudes out there, isn't there? I know there's some people in the community that are married. I'm trying to think who. Cronin's married. Might be the only one I know of. He might be the only one I know of. Oh, here's a text. Oh, this is one of my friends probably about Sunday Night Thunder. That's so funny. You going to thunder it up tonight? I was just thinking about that. I really don't feel like calling an Uber. Because I don't want to be driving down there. I don't know. I want to know who that guy is and who he knows. The dude in the front row at every show, the long-haired guy. I don't know what his deal is. He was even at NXT. He was at Takeover too. Lucky fucker. I want to travel around, just be in the front row. If I knew I could have that seat every night, part of the reason why I don't go to shows anymore is I just don't want to deal with the hassle of it, trying to get, good seats and, worry about where I am and shit like that. If I'm just guaranteed to be in the front row, fuck, I'll go to every damn show there is. No problem. Oh, Miles, you checked out WWE 24? It was so fucking good. I want to watch that on the Hardy Boys. I'm going to watch that tonight for sure. Because when I saw the preview for it, I think I saw it last week. I was like, that's going to be a good one. I mean, all those 24 shows are good, but that's one especially I would like to see. Especially some of you were telling me that they were using TNA footage in it. I'm into that. Now the fuck, marry, kills are coming in. Let me text my friend back. I'm telling him, I was like, I've got a tail light out. I was like, I'm going to have to Uber if I go. And I'm asking him, who's there? Victory Road footage is what they showed. That's cool. I know they showed. I mean, I watched the Something to Wrestle With, the show on AJ Styles and TNA. I watched the whole thing. That was great. That was great. Yeah, Sean. I mean, there's a lot of people complaining about this Nakamura AJ feud. I think it could have been. There's a few things that could have been done better, but I'm really surprised at just how upset everybody is about this. I'm surprised too that Nakamura didn't win. I thought that he would, but the fact that he didn't, I don't necessarily think was like the wrong move or incorrect or anything like that. I mean, I would have loved to see him win, but they have their reasons. I don't know what they are. He turned heel. I kind of thought that would ensure that Nakamura would win. But he didn't. So I don't know what it means for him. I don't know what it means going forward. I don't know if he takes a step down. He worked with Jeff Hardy last week on SmackDown. Could it be that maybe he moves into something with Jeff? Just wins the U.S. title instead? That's possible. It's very possible. I don't even know if I want to do any fuck, marry, kills. I can't even think. That's tough, man. Rarely even Peyton Royce, Alexa Bliss, and Kate Upton. I'm fucking all of them. I'm not killing any of them. I don't even know who I'd marry in that. I have no idea who I'd marry in that situation. I don't know how these girls are, personalities. I'd have to like get to know him to know who I'd marry, because I don't want to pick one that turns out to be crazy. Peyton Royce might be completely batshit nuts. Alexa Bliss would definitely hurt me, and I don't know much about Kate Upton. I only know that she's hot. So based on the fact that I don't know much about Kate Upton, and as hot as she is, let's kill her. And then, Jesus, I don't know. Let's fuck Alexa Bliss. Let's marry Peyton Royce. There you go. Oh yeah, I get that. You know, I understand that people are like, well, they built to all this stuff, and then we got a couple of non-finishes, and you know, and it never went anywhere. But you know, if you want to like suspend your disbelief, or you want to treat wrestling as if it's real, you know, that's what Japan does. You know, they pass their form of wrestling off as something that's real, as real competition. So if you want to pretend that it's real competition, sometimes you don't always get the outcome that you want, or the predictable one that you think is going to happen. Judging by the way the storyline is going, oh yeah, Nakamura's probably going to wind up winning the title. But if it's real life, sometimes what the storyline is calling for doesn't happen. You know, look at CM Punk. You know, look at look at the New York Yankees. I know everybody hates it when they win World Series, but look at 2001, right after 9/11. You know, New York Yankees were in the World Series. You know, the whole country can kind of rally around that. You know, even though nobody's a Yankees fan, everybody hates them. You know, for those purposes, like everybody was kind of on the side of New York, and they fucking lost to Arizona. You know, sometimes what the storyline calls for doesn't happen. You know, so it's not always. Sometimes life doesn't work out. Sometimes your team loses Game 7. You know what I mean? And sometimes when Nakamura gets like multiple title shots and then winds up falling short in the end. Text this asshole back. But yeah, I mean, based on what they did though between the two, I agree totally. The hell are you guys talking about? Kate Upton, but jeez, you guys are throwing that tough fuck Mary kills at me and all that shit. Sandman, that's actually something I don't want to see. Although I think you're right. I think we're probably going to see that. I don't think we're ready for it. I don't think either roster can support a women's tag team division right now. But if they start one, the only team that you can give it to first, I think, would have to be the Iconics. Based on their story, based on where they came from, coming into the business together, and they're a true team. They're a true duo. You've got some factions. You got the Riot Squad. You've got Absolution, but that doesn't count. I think the Iconics, you know, if you just look at the two of their stories, if they turn out to be the first ever tag team champions in WWE history, WWE had a tag team title back in the 80s, but if you forget about that one for a minute, they're going to be the first ever. And I think that would be a really... I know if I was in their position and I broke into the business with like my best friend and we got to do it together, and then we became like tag team champions and the first ones ever to hold a particular belt, that would be an insane source of pride and would make for a great chapter in your story and your legacy. Don't know what kind of legacy Peyton Royce and Billie Kay are going to have in WWE, but it'd be a nice start. And if they start a tag team division, Iconics, I think, should take the belt first. Absolutely. But the problem with a tag team division, and one of the issues I have with it, is WWE can't even keep their men's tag team division together. They can't even keep that shit straight. So if they do a women's division, you know all it's going to be is like one or two definitive like teams, and then a bunch of thrown together teams. Oh, Bayley's not doing anything right now. Let's put her with Dana Brooke. I guarantee you Dana Brooke will be one half of a tag team. If they do that, they'll probably put Dana Brooke with, I don't know, Alicia Fox or some shit like that. Give them some catchy-ass name, and they're a tag team. So, you know, that could suit the purpose of maybe girls that you know they're not going to do anything with. Put them in the tag team division might help them a little bit. Lana, same thing. You know, maybe make Lana one half of a tag team. I don't know. But yeah, people like Lana, maybe like even a Naomi, throw them together in a tag team, and there you go. But I just don't see the division doing much. I think it's just a matter of WWE wanting to prove that women can do anything that men do, and if men have a tag title, then women should have one too. Okay, fine, do it. Like, I give a shit. I'm just saying I don't even think they really need to. They already have 2 belts. And I certainly wouldn't want to see a tag division on both brands. That would be even worse. But the funny thing is, they actually might do that. I mean, how do you do a women's tag team division? How do you do it if you have a brand split? So if you do 2 women's tags now, 2 men's tags, the belts are getting out of control. I mean, you're talking 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. If you add a tag team division on both shows, what are you talking about? 18, 20 total title belts in the WWE? You guys do the math. If you count the cruiserweight, well, hell, if you count NXT, then you're talking about 30 different title belts spread out, over everything. That's a lot of belts, for the amount of talent that they have. I don't know. Yeah, well, tonight was fun. I mean, I enjoyed watching the pay-per-view. I came up early and live reacted to the 2 final matches, which was fun. I enjoyed it. I thought the pay-per-view was not bad. After watching 90% of NXT TakeOver and then watching Money in the Bank, it was a good, fun weekend of wrestling. Let me check that Twitter poll again, see what the latest stats are from you guys. Yeah, same thing. 60% decent show, 33% great show, 7% terrible show. So only the most cynical of cynicals appear to be hating the show, which is good. Didn't think it was great. Didn't think it was good. I'm right there with you guys. I pretty much agree with 100% with you guys that I'm going to give it about a 6.5, 7 out of 10 would be my grade. And the wrestling came through. Bryan Spencer, yeah, you might be in the minority. I'm perfectly happy. I was fine with Alexa Bliss not only winning, but cashing in. I thought it was great. But people were pissed that she won the briefcase. Thought it was the wrong move. She doesn't need it. She doesn't deserve it. Oh, my God. Fucking 10 million fucking little bookers, little wrestling bookers floating around the internet during pay-per-views. What a great time. What a great time to be alive. What's our audience like right now? All right, we've dipped a little bit. I don't want to go too much longer here because I'm going to be up here tomorrow night too, talking about Monday Night Raw. So probably now is a good stopping point. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. But I appreciate you guys hanging out. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. And if you want to join me tomorrow night for Monday Night Raw, feel free. I'll be up here as the show starts. I'll live react to the whole show. We'll hang out. And please hit me with a subscribe if you have not yet already. I'm trying to break the 20,000 barrier. We're getting close. Just a couple hundred away. So if you want to hit me with a sub, that would be wonderful. And I will catch you guys tomorrow night during Monday Night Raw, which is less than 24 hours from now. So I'll talk to you real soon. Peace.